More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost too is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Wisconsin high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at a Wisconsin high school near you. Okay, everybody. Who's in?
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
I'm Doug Russell. Break out the brooms.
Ground ball right side, base hit. 4-0 Brewers. 11-game hitting streak, a new career high for Bowers.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. Milwaukee takes care of business again in Chicago. 5-0 the final score. Milwaukee completing the sweep. Taking a look at the standings, the Brewers lead both the Cubs and the Cardinals by 1.5 games. The crew off today. They'll welcome in the Dodgers for 3 starting tomorrow night. One more, and that's it for Aaron Rodgers, meeting reporters one day after agreeing to return to the Steelers and his new old coach, Mike McCarthy. Rodgers, though, said he wasn't in that headspace when Mike Tomlin retired.
I thought that was probably it for me in Pittsburgh. But when the decision was made to hire Mike, I sort of opened my mind back up to coming back.
Could be your last year. Do you even think of that right now?
Yes. This is it, yeah.
The Packers and Steelers only play once, and it's in the preseason. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Diller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now it's cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after you and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
And a line drive back up the middle. That'll work. Frelick sent around third. The ball gets away from Armstrong.
Rounding second. The ball rolling back to the wall. O'Neal heading for third.
All right, go on. Come on, come on.
That'll score Ortiz. Hamilton's on the move. Hamilton being waved.
Lowndes, third, being waved in.
Yeah, go!
And Martinez throws it over Alamar's head.
Here's the throw. Save!
Oh, inside the park, home run! Yes! All right!
David Hamilton with a Little League homer here at Wrigley.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll be on my way.
The left team scored a triple for Paul O'Neal with a throwing error charge to Martinez.
Hey, that's not a home run.
Well, maybe not technically, but...
You said he could hit 2 home runs.
Oh, come on, Bobby, that's just as good!
Armen Sarian getting to flex his inner Seinfeld. Welcome into the Huddle, Insomniacs, Early Risers, and Sociopaths. We're happy that you're with us. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but the sunrise is looking prettier today. Beer is colder. The women are prettier.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
a lot
is
of things
good
colder
in the good land because the Brewers swept the Cubs last evening. It was that play, the Pete Crow Armstrong play, back-to-back games with errors in center field by the best center fielder in the business.
Inexplicable ones.
He basically called that one laughable, genuinely laughable.
Well, then you know what, Drew? I don't feel nearly as bad as laughing my ass off on my couch while I watch that ball skate right by number 4 out in center field and roll all the way to the wall. And David Hamilton, he said, I was kind of jogging it out of the box. Brother, you full stopped over at first base and then picked him up and put him down around the next 3 bases faster than I think I may have ever seen any human being in baseball.
Did you see his time of circling the bases? From home to first was 5 seconds. From first to home was 10 seconds.
It's unreal. And like the little claymation guy that they had trying to run through it, he couldn't even keep up. It was too fast.
He couldn't keep up. Right.
Couldn't keep
it's
up.
Crazy. I mean, how fast he gets around. And you're right, Billy. He wasn't even running nonstop. What a performance that was in the base pass. And then the triple air. It was just amazing to watch a display like that. And man, it's fun to watch him run, isn't it? That was awesome.
Yeah, having speed like that is something else. I noticed it on opening day because I didn't see spring training and I didn't really see many of his at bats. And then I saw the guy running from first to home from home to first on opening day. I'm like, holy cow. I didn't know this guy was this fast.
Yeah, and Drew, I guess I can't say I was really familiar with David Hamilton's game in New York prior to the deal. All I was familiar with was looking at his baseball reference page and seeing like a 560 OPS. You're like, I don't know exactly why this is the dude you're hyping up through all of spring training. Felt like every chance they could, Murph mentioned like, yeah, we also got David Hamilton. And my man's going to be big for us. My man's going to be big for us. And at some particular point, he taught him how to bunt. He took that to heart. And the OPS might not be a whole lot different. Yesterday's one's not going to help him. That's a single and a 3-base error. The triple will help a lot more. But that kind of speed will always play. And you just saw again, it stresses people. And whether or not it was because Petey is really battling it there in center field, maybe he just needs the day off, or because he found himself the one game. We got the David Hamilton game last night. In the midst of the playoffs, it feels like we called different games that. A lot of things you would think would point to a Kyle Harrison, but they win that game last night because of the speed by that dude over at third base.
Yeah, that was something else. And you got this notion, while we've all been raving about the Miz, how about a little love for Robin, Batman Robin
under the radar?
How about Mr. Harrison and the way he dominated? And it begs the question, is there a better 1-2 starting punch in Major League Baseball right now than Mizorowski and Harrison?
You're talking about two of the best guys in the National League, maybe in all Major League Baseball at the top of the rotation. Both have been spectacular. And I know it's probably happened more recently than I can think. I can't remember the last time either one of them gave up a legit run. I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but it just seems like they haven't. It just seems like they haven't. I don't know. Are both of their ERAs under 2? I want to say yes, but I'm
very
not,
close.
Yeah,
I don't know if Miz has ticked up under 2 yet.
Okay, yeah. So just amazing work by both of those guys, and he has flown under the radar. There's no question.
Harrison's initial foray here, his first couple starts with the Brewers. Yeah, he lowered his ERA to 1.77 through 9 starts.
Miz has got under 2 in the last start, 1.89.
The only Brewers pitcher with a lower ERA through his first 9 starts with the franchise, CC Sabathia. CC had a 9-start ERA.
Doing it too? Oh, wow.
1.60. Harrison's at 1.77. That fastball that he was throwing last night is spectacular. And the mix, the slurvy fastball, and oh my goodness.
I know the names. It only looked like he threw 3 pitches. That slurve looks like he throws it 4 or 5 different ways. And I don't fully know how you hit it. Again, I don't know how you hit any baseball. You sit close enough. I don't know how anybody touches it. Right. So exactly. Like this comes from a spot of ridiculous reverence to the ability to be able to put bat to ball. But that arm slot and the way that he has mechanically, I guess, reverted back to the way they made it sound, what is most natural to him, Drew, it sounds like an easy thing. It sounds like something everybody should do. Not everybody does it because there had always been one way to do it, one way to skin a cat. Brewers have found so much more success allowing you to do what your body does naturally. And last night, and over the last number of weeks, you've seen Harrison, that swagger of being a top 10 prospect. you don't get there without a ridiculous sense of belief. And it doesn't believe like he thinks anybody is going to touch his fastball when it goes in there. When it's only cruising 95, 96, that's a lot of optimism to have.
But you know, when you're keeping hitters off balance with the off speed, so with the breaking stuff, that's the key, right? I mean, those fastballs just look like a million miles an hour, and his location, his control is fantastic right now, and that's what it is. And you're right, Billy, the confidence is
it's
there.
the same with Miz, where the fastball is like eye-poppingly good, but if it doesn't have other pitches to support it, then they'll catch up and you'll get lathered. But with Harrison, it's the same thing we say with Miz. You have to cheat with that fastball. It might not be 102, but it's a sneaky 97, 98.
Yep.
And you got to cheat and get started, and then he throws that slurve by you, and it's like you got no chance. 64 fastballs he threw, averaging 95.5 miles per hour, topping out at 97.6. 8 of the 11 strikeouts that he had came with the fastball. So they weren't catching up to that. And what I loved about it is that you got a guy young in his career, hasn't pitched a lot at Wrigley Field. Like these guys are going to pitch a lot at Wrigley Field during their days with the Brewers.
Big time.
And when it's cool like that and the wind is blowing in, it's a different park, and you got to attack guys. You got to go after guys. You got to, and that's exactly what they did last night. Whether it was, the catcher or Chris Hook or just Harrison himself, but they just went right after guys. And that's the key, because let them hit it in the air. It's going to be an out.
Yeah.
Some of the same fly balls last night that were routine outs on a warm night in August, they're going to be home runs into the,
middle of the bleachers and maybe
over
over the bleachers.
Yeah.
I thought Drew, you could almost see it on his face. He learned it like all of us did. Well, exactly how bad the wind was going to be in the first inning. When Mitchell tracks down the fly ball on the warning track, because off the bat, I thought that thing was ticketed for the seats.
Looked a lot worse, yeah.
And instead, Mitchell is underneath it with room to spare. And Vinny and Jeff were sublime all series, but I thought Vinny made a great point calling back to it a couple of times. It felt like that at bat, not only because they erased Horner on a ridiculous throw by Mitchell and a great tag by Hamilton on that play, but it was the awakening moment of, wait, even if they do touch one, good luck getting it out on a night like tonight. I'm just going to go right at these cats, and they're going to have to prove that they can make contact 3 out of 4 times or whatever it is. And Armen, for your answer on the last time he gave up a legit run, you call a leadoff homer against Paul Goldschmidt a legit run.
That's legit. Legit as it gets.
There was an infield single that drew a run also in that Yankee start.
Okay.
And then 1 in 6 innings in his start at Washington on a base hit that followed a double. That's 3 earned runs in the month. So combined, him and Miz over 45 or 46 plus innings in the month of May have combined to give up 3 runs.
Really crazy. I mean, I don't think they've ever done a pitcher of the month shared, but they could share it with basically three guys. Miz, Harrison, and Paul Skeens if they really wanted to. Because Skeens did have a rough outing, right? He was going pretty nasty before them, but maybe you could share it with just Harrison and Miz. They've both been incredible. They're going to be racing each other for it, but it was pretty just amazing what he's been doing and what he did again last night. And I don't think you can stress enough what you just said, Drew. You did it in that type of environment, right? So it's like, all right, everything's been going great in your American Family Field starts. We've got some opponents on the road, maybe home. But now here we go. It's our first time walking into our division rival, Wrigley, who had, obviously up until this last 2 weeks have been the juggernaut of MLB, mostly, at least in the NL, dominating. They've been playing really well. It's like, this is our big series. We've been chasing them down for first already here in May. And boom, we walk in, we sweep them emphatically too. It's a 19-5, run differential, emphatic sweep. Just a reminder, you set that tone. You shoot that across the bow saying, you might have thought you had a good first month and a half, but the Central still goes through us. We're the Milwaukee Brewers. We still had the mental edge on you guys. And I think that was just significant to impose your will like that over the week here.
A lot of interesting things with this series, and the way, the Cubs look like a wagon, and they're still a good team. They're dinged up. They're still a good team. They're not going to go away. So if you're thinking,
you're not kicking any dirt on them at 1.5 games up in the middle of May, right?
No, they were 27-12, and now they've dropped 9 of 11.
Yeah, so
crashing back to earth. But that's, again, my whole thing is like, get to 10 over, give yourself a cushion. You can ride out the rough streaks. Yet here are the Brewers, and I was saying, I've said it going into the season, They don't need to go 30-4 during a stretch or 31-4, whatever the hell that run was last year where they were just insane. And we don't need to threaten George Webb every other week, right?
Their margins don't have to be in
They don't have to be like that. But now
was hot last year.
Now you look up and see how they've closed the gap and what they've done in this last, what is it, 11-13 or something like that, something ridiculous like that. 9 of 11.
Yeah, and 16 of their last 21.
Yeah.
And just walk the Cubs down in 2 weeks. It was just amazing.
And you know what? The Cubs still got a lot to be proud of. They're still a very, very good baseball team. And hey, nobody other than the Brewers have beaten them at home since April 11th. So especially if they can go out here and get a dub on Friday against the Astros, they can continually say that. They were phenomenal and almost unbeatable there. And to give a little bit of a statement, I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's true. The Brewers, everybody's talking about it like, they don't have any power, right? They have the fewest home runs in Major League Baseball. They've hit 33 bombs as a team, which is not a lot.
No.
However, the pitching staff has allowed only 35 bombs, which is also the fewest in baseball. So that's a pretty good balance. If they're not letting the other team hit it out of the yard,
both important.
Then we're at an even Steven. We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up enough. So you guys can play our little league game too.
Yeah. The lead in the division for the Brewers is like 1.5. But look at, again, the secondary number, run differential, Brewers plus 75, Cubs plus 28.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the judge's scorecard on that decision. That run differential is a real thing.
It is. It's
because it just proves that what you're doing on a night in and night out basis, right? And sure, there's going to be oddities that you can poke holes in it of saying, well, if you get a 13-5 runaway, that'll help it a little bit. However, you're playing more of those games, you're going to be seen, understandably so, as one of the better teams because that split is so different. And when you have two guys at the top, and Harrison in particular, just continually praising Matt Arnold every single time he watches him run out to the mound. He's just got to be smiling. I wonder if he's texted Craig Breslow since. I wonder if he's maybe gave him a shot of just saying, hey, by the way, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank you again for giving the call and desperately needing a new third baseman for the next 5 years to hit 177. That was mean. I didn't have to do that. That was mean.
Even with
mean, I didn't have to do that.
Harrison's like
a good dude last year.
Harrison's going to be overshadowed by Miz because Miz is Miz,
which is fine. That's
Harrison alone would be amazing at the top of your rotation the way he's throwing right now. And I'm just like, what did the Giants and Red Sox not like about the guy? How did they let this guy slip through? I got a lefty that throws 97 with a breaking ball that's good. And like, what isn't that young, controllable, left-handed, elite stuff? Like, isn't that what everybody dreams about?
That's what you're salivating over. Yeah.
What did they not like about the guy? Or is it just something in the water in the Brewers clubhouse and Chris Hook magic? I don't know.
I think a little combination of both. Or Drew, the Rafi Devers experiment and situation was just so toxic that anything with his name surrounding it in Boston, they just wanted to get rid of. So even the guys they got for him, they're like, let's just get them out of town too, so we don't have to look at anybody that had anything affiliated with Rafael Devers. But when you're one of the top 10 prospects in baseball, rarely you get dealt. Like last year, the young man, I'm not going to remember his name, that the Padres flipped for Mason Miller. He was like the third ranked prospect and was one of the highest ranked prospects in baseball that have been traded in, 6, 7, 8 years. Dave Gasper gave you an official number and he could tell you the exact trade and what the guy's done ever since. But those guys don't really get moved unless it's for high caliber guys. And then Drew, just to get given up on almost by Boston is rather inexplicable. However, it's how you get regimes fired. And like a Kyle Harrison move is one that helps groups get fired. And if it wasn't for the fact that all of the most of the front office in Boston already got gassed a month ago, I think the results from Harrison over the last 5 or 6 starts would probably put that question up in there.
And I think it is a good example of what happens when you panic too much. I mean, not sure if this was exactly the case in Boston or, you talk about what happened there. You go back and look at some of Kyle Harris's numbers. They weren't bad. They weren't spectacular. So is it a matter of, in this day and age, this culture, you give up earlier on guys because you want something proven at the major league level to win, to help you win in that moment, to satisfy fans, to satisfy the management, to satisfy your job. And there's a point where, there's so much urgency to win now in sports. I feel like that these things can happen. And the Brewers once again took advantage of a guy they saw with stuff, with ability that maybe hadn't put it together yet on the field is a supernova. I mean, his numbers aren't bad at the major league level, but he didn't have much there, and they weren't great. His whip was up there last year, so maybe they're like, you know what? This guy hasn't popped. The dog hasn't bit right away. If the dog bites, it's going to bite early. He hasn't bit right away. We're just going to get whatever we can for him to try and win now because all Boston fans are mad. Like this attitude can pervade. And like, if you can't stay patient, if you can't set up your foundation to be able to work through, rough patches and not have to go grab somebody, you're going to potentially give away a guy like they did apparently with Harrison. I think it's an interesting study on kind of the psychology of GMs and the psychology of sports, and the tendency and the urgency to try and win now to satisfy fan bases and things like that.
We're having the Brewers are it's almost like you get into deja vu where everybody in the baseball world, hey, look at the Brewers surprise, and Baseball Prospectus said they were going to struggle to win 79 games, and here they are
every year
atop the division. That's right. And then I saw a quote from Christian Yelich, who was speaking to a Chicago columnist, and he said, there's a little extra pride when people don't think you can do it and people don't think you can do it multiple times, but you can only ride they said we couldn't do it for so long. At the end of the day, the motivation has to be internal. You have to have the right group of guys that care about the right things to go do that. I think that might be the most underrated part of this team.
I wonder how much of everything they hear, because that felt like the hot to trot clap back from Murph earlier in the week of, a lot of people don't even know our guys' names anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't do the aw shucks thing anymore. You guys have won the division 3 straight years. But there is some intrinsic motivation. All you need, though, and the greats have always looked at, I'm not saying anybody here is going to turn out to be the Michael Jordan of baseball. I think we're seeing that guy in LA, and luckily we don't have to face him pitching this weekend. You got to grab at a little things to be able to pull insane motivation from. But they've got, I think it was either Bryce or Priester last year, a similar response to it. Drew was like, nobody respects us. People didn't expect a lot from us, but at the end of the day, we're good baseball players, right? There is that little pride of, but at the end of the day, it is between the lines, and we're pretty good once we have to put the uniforms on and go play the game. Jared Carabas, longtime content creator and big Boston Red Sox guy, tweeted out last night. He said, if one more Brewers fan thanks me for Kyle Harrison, I'm going to lose it. I will imagine there's a decent amount of those and just 1,000 replies of, no, but really, thank you. I just want to shake your hand because thank you. Because you gave us a gift that I don't think anybody was expecting.
Absolutely. And you know what the replies are like after that. But you do have to ask the question that I think we've seen now over the last couple of years. Let's say this never happened. The Red Sox kept Kyle Harrison. What have done for them? What he's done for us? There's a legitimate question that when they're put through the car wash, as Murphy likes to say, in the Milwaukee Brewers organization, the pitchers seem to become more than they ever thought they could be, or at least are actualized to become the potential of everything people thought they could be in this organization. And you have to wonder, is it because you're with the Brewers and you're going through that, the confidence and the coaching and the pitching lab and all that, or was it bound to happen somewhere else? It's a great question. One I can't really answer, but all I know is pitcher after pitcher has exceeded expectations and fulfilled potential in a Milwaukee Brewers uniform they didn't have somewhere else. And that's impressive.
877-794-1973 gets you into the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Life is good today. This is a 10% day. Being a sports fan, 90% is getting kicked in the nads. 10% is rolling. This is a 10% day, and we're going to enjoy it to the fullest. Hunter Baumgart's going to join us. In fact, we will hear Hunter's recap of the Brewers victory coming up, and we will talk to Hunter live beginning at 7:30. Dolph joins us at 6:30. Get yourself a comfortable chair and an iced or hot beverage of your choice. And let's get after it. Thursday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
yesterday and today are like genuinely laughable. I think one thing I can fall back on is that it's never really a lack of focus, but trying too hard and trying to make up for the lack of production that I've, given this team and this city, and not acting how I should. And I think anything physical usually starts mental, and I think that's just what I'm showing everybody right now. So I just show up and keep pushing, but that can't happen. That kind of stuff, that just can't happen.
It just can't happen. Let's have a gold star for producer Armen and putting the Drake song back behind PCA. That's Pete Crow Armstrong.
I know Billy helped me too, because I couldn't remember the laugh song by Drake.
Oh, yeah.
And this is it.
He's having a week. Sunday he gets into exchange with the fan, gets fined. Brewers sweep the Cubs this week. He makes errors and strikes out with a plum during those games. He was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He's hitting 197 in the month of May with 16 strikeouts in his 19 games, and he's one of their best players, and he is a good player. He had a horrible week. I find it funny. It's like thinking to myself, yeah, he's like Mr. Chicago now. He and Caleb Williams, who were seen at like a hockey game.
They were going to the Blackhawks game together. I think they were at the Bulls game together. Oh, yeah.
2 guys that Wisconsin sports fans are going to be rooting against for a while.
Right.
Yes, 2 public
Caleb
enemies,
Williams
A1 and
PCA.
And realistically, if we're being fair, he started off to having like one of the best defensive seasons ever for a center fielder. If you believe like the metrics and things like that, which I like to follow, he's been number 1 in so many defensive metrics, which kind of makes it even more shocking he had a week like this.
He is. He's elite. Like,
makes it more satisfying. And guys, doesn't it bode the question of like, Drew, you talk to too many of these guys to know, man, these are human dudes in there, and I can't think that Sunday thing did not hang with him throughout the week.
I think so. I think he's wearing it a little bit. And, I mean, the fact that he walked into this year with the 6-year, $115 million deal, that adds a layer of pressure. You think it lets you relax, but then it's like, oh, I got to play up to the contract, and I got to.
No doubt.
It's hard to put that out of your mind as well. I've seen it work both ways, where players – they want that big deal, so they press and they squeeze the handle and they try too hard and they get out of them, out of their rhythm.
And as you know, as soon as you get that number,
some guys get it and then they try to press to justify it when it's like, you just got it. Relax. Now it's easier said than done. The dude's a star though. I mean, he hit 31 and 95 last year. That's why, and he plays, he plays defense as good as anybody in the game right now.
And the offense might come and go. That his career, it's not been consistent yet. I mean, he had it last year. The first year wasn't, but it's
not been
defense.
consistent yet. And he's 24.
It's been the defense.
Right? I mean, so to put up the numbers he has at his career, he's going to be a good player. He is a good player. It's interesting. I wondered if Counts would give him yesterday off just to let him,
maybe he should have.
Let him rest a bit of it. He says he's not going to get it. They're off today, and then they got Houston coming in. So they'll just chill, but we don't have to worry about the Cubs because we got the Brewers to worry about, and they got the Dodgers and Cardinals coming to town for the homestand.
Ooh, now we're talking
over the Memorial Day weekend and into next week. So, they get to enjoy today. They get the Christian Yelich concert tonight at Landmark Credit Union,
which
Live.
I love. I love that it's off day. Love that it's
They're
in the
all
going to
be hanging, having fun. Charlie Barron's is going to MC it. They got Jake Owen and the guy from the Fray and Nicotine Dolls playing.
Guy from the Fray, a little How to Save a Life. I like that. A little over my head in there. I like that. I could
my
hear
boy,
some of that.
Adam Pavlak's involved like chefing at the VIP thing, which is happening.
So they're going to eat well
over at the trade. So,
nice.
It's going to be
real nice. It's a good day for the boys.
Last year at that event, we were hanging out. We were.
I was going to say, you guys were talking to Yelich, pulling up, hanging out.
Yeah, Yelich came and hung out with us with our pal Katie Leinkugel. So, given our new shift here, we're not really. Not really. It doesn't lend itself to attending a lot of parties these days, but hey, we can make exceptions, you know? And by the way, I think there are still tickets available.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like we are still available. I think that's the tough part about the hours, Drew. And there is a want to, there's got to be a will and a way that you got to find to be able to do it. Drew and I will find a way. We will find a way to be able to party it up until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and then still come in here. But it's all for you guys.
Yeah.
It's all for you listeners. Just so you know the kind of sacrifice we might be putting in. We are willing to do it, though.
Yeah.
We are ready to go the extra mile if it includes having to go to the VIP spot and try to do all that investigative reporting and listening to some music and drinking some beer tonight. I guess we will do it.
The public service, and I for one commend you.
I went to an event the other day, the Summerfest preview party.
Yeah.
It was a happy hour event. Ran from 4 to 6.
Hit that damn bell.
And I
need
had
more of those.
I had 3 people approach me and say, "How come you're not in bed yet?" I'm like, "Well, it's getting close."
It's getting close. Because Drew, I've said it with becoming a dad. Like you gotta line up a couple of days when the boys ask you to do something. It's a non-negotiable yes. I know I'm gonna take some slack, but you gotta grab 1 or 2 of those because otherwise you just stop getting invited.
Right.
The time shift should not keep this crew from getting the invite. We will have to make some exemptions, and we'll have to pick and choose. And the 4:30 starts are a lot better than the 8:30 starts. But we want to make sure that we show up just enough so we don't get taken off the invite list because you're too nocturnal.
For sure. You're invited to reach out to us, 877-794-1973. What's the best thing about the Brewers sweeping the Cubs? Was it PCA's meltdowns? Was it the Brewers pitching? Was it just the way...
The emptying of the Wrigley Field stands last night?
Just taking their soul away, I think.
The booze? Was it the fact that the Brewers were getting up early in games and just that's the Brewers recipe? Get up early, let your pitching do its stuff, score enough. It's scoring those for early runs and getting up early. They just sucked the life out of people. It was glorious. It was surgical the way they did it.
Our boy Timmy would always be huge on tone setting, and I wonder if so. I often thought like some of it was overblown. I don't necessarily know these guys are as living and dying each moment with it and freaking out as to how paranoid you get when you're down 2 after the first inning. But when it's 3 straight nights that you're up right away, and when Harrison's able to operate with a lead, man, that's a different beast. That part of it was very, very satisfying. The fact that you only do it by hitting a couple of balls off the scoreboard and the one Bryce Terang insurance pop on Tuesday night, the lack of power in the series, I think, was my favorite part because it's you making them play your game. You talked about it with the lack of home runs that both sides do. The Brewers know that they're not going to hit a ton of home runs, especially their numbers are going to be deflated with the caliber of players that they've had out on their offense of the Yelich's and Vaughns and the Churios and such. But they're going to borrow a Dan Campbell. I'll bring you into deep waters, man. Make you try to swim right out. And it's going to be interesting to see how teams are able to handle the failure of going up against the Brewers pitching staff, because I think there's going to be a lot of it, and you're going to have to grind through at bats. You're going to have to grind through innings and grind through games, and the Brewers are making teams play their game, which I think is a satisfying feeling.
That's the personification of it. I mean, the taking them out to water and drown, it's a slow death the Brewers usually give teams. And it's glorious, and it can be more mentally frustrating than maybe you give up a home run here or there. But when the Brewers do what they do and they come at you all the time, and it's like we think we should beat them, but we can't, and it's this annoying pest. And then the next thing you know, they've constricted you slowly like a snake, and they put you in the quicksand. That's probably more mentally satisfying, I think, than anything else, because you impose your will on a different team, and you frustrate them knowing they feel they should beat you or like be able to handle you, and they can't do anything about it. Dobler comes in with the first text on the YouTube comments. A bit of a wet blanket here, but I'll read it anyway. Nice win last night. I don't think this type of hitting will translate into wins against the Dodgers, though. Pitching great against the slumping Cubs bats with the wondering emoji. Well, the thing is, you do participate and have a culpability in those slumping Cubs bats with your pitching, right? You can't just say the Cubs bats were slumping, so therefore the pitching was great. Well, that has a lot to do with your pitching as well. Okay, I don't think Miz got lucky for 6-8.
Yeah, I don't think Harrison got lucky either.
It wasn't like they were just hitting warning track shots all over the place.
It's not like they walked out to the mound with Swiss bank account, ERAs. Like, come on.
I'll admit the Dodgers are tough, but I mean, I think we can enjoy this one a little bit. Yeah.
Ohtani last night homered on the first pitch of the game and threw 5 scoreless. Brewers won't see him on the mound, which is good.
Yeah, it was good. I did look through the docket going to a couple of the games this weekend, and I had that duality moment where I'm like, I do kind of want to see Ohtani pitch. I do kind of want to see it happen in person. That might be one that you traveled somewhere to go see him pitch, because the way he's rolling right now, we think Miz and Harrison have been unhittable. Ohtani is right there as well. You get Yamamoto in game 3, but other than that, it's a lot of the 3s, 4s, and 5s from both rotations. Not necessarily the headliners for both sides. Yeah, you're going to have to score runs against the Dodgers. We saw that. You already know what's coming around the pike. That's why you do have to enjoy this 10%er. Yeah, these are the 10%ers, as Drew said, to bask in the glow and the glory of that L flag flying again. And they actually took down the flags during Tuesday's game. Wind was wild. I know the wind was wild. They pulled all the flags down on Tuesday because they knew that there was a possibility they're going to have to flip them central standings flags, and those are going to fly through hopefully the weekend. That is a satisfying part.
That would be sweet. The Cubs had more errors than hits last night.
Oh, wow. Holy James Harden.
2 hits, 3 errors in the game. Oh, and not for nothing. And we've mentioned that they've been racked with injuries to their starters and some key pitchers. Cabrera walks off the mound with a blister in the 4th inning.
You know, they made that thing look.
I was wondering what that was.
They made that thing look in Sana Marquee or whatever I was watching. I was watching some coverage of it. Might have been the radio call. They made it seem like it was like, you know, he might have had the Tommy John right there in the dugout. Like they're all looking at him. Something's not right. Everyone's huddling around him. He went out, tried again, and turned out the blister. Like, okay. I remember when Sheets had that thing every time he pitched. Like they would always talk about the blisters popping up again because of the way he was working the seam or whatever. But I don't know.
I think he also chewed his nails.
Yeah, that's another.
Oh, factor. That'll have something to do with it.
Yeah, there was some kind of mitigating factor there.
Yeah,
but the Cubs, you know, it looked like a lot worse. At least is what I mean than what the turn out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
for a team that's had a lot of bad luck on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, well, for whatever reason, usually with blisters, it's a pain tolerance thing and stuff. But like the velocity dipped by like 6 miles an hour or something. They're like, oh, whoa, what's going on? And then he's walking around, and obviously on the mound, the guys know what's going on, but the guys that when you're watching it, you don't know. So you're like, oh, I hope this isn't bad. This doesn't look good. And it didn't. But if it's a blister, put some super glue on it, some new skin, and you'll be good. Maybe miss a turn because of a blister.
Yeah, my man was ticked leaving the mound. That's when you know he's more mad at the fact that it's a blister than something else, right? Like when he's taking his glove off, stretching it and slamming it back. That didn't to me feel like there was a massive injury. It was, I'm really having to leave because of this.
I think he was more mad about the way the Brewers scored in the 2nd and 3rd.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
He's like, I shouldn't be leaving with a lead.
A little bit more angering, but
like that ball to magnet on it. Yeah.
Bill and Iron River on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line. Good morning, fellas. Great program as always. Maybe you already pointed this out, but I can't help but think Billy Contreras has a lot to do with this young pitching staff success. Tuned in a little bit late, but it's Bill from Iron River. Bill, you are right on time to be delivering that one because
I don't think you're wrong.
For a dude that when he came to the Brewers in that trade from the Braves, they went and got a different catcher because they didn't know of Bill Contreras' catching acumen, right? They knew that he was going to be able to hit. He helped them win a World Series with the bat. There was a thought that the receiving and the working with a pitching staff was going to be something that he struggled with.
Yeah.
He's come here and been one of the best guys every single year in ball because of it. That's some coaching 1,000% with Charlie Green and his staff. But that's also dedication from his side saying, somebody doubts that I can do this? Watch me. I'll figure out how to take this staff and elevate it. And he absolutely has because he is a mainstay back there.
He's just been incredible beyond words. Absolutely, Billy. Let's get a couple more in here if we can for the NicoletLaw.com and text line. If you're up with us, thank you. We'll get the text in. He said, how about that Hamilton Armen? Yes, Derek and Whitewater said that. He did remind me. We had a little debate about him, but Derek, he was awesome last night. Derek also said, thanks for waking up early, boys. Derek, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're with us, we're with you. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And Dustin says PCA stands for pretty complete ass.
Oh, I love
I had
that.
to read that. Listen, it's not 6 a.m. yet. We're in Safe Harbor.
Sweet. We are in Safe Harbor.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's enjoy that.
That's nice. When we come back, we'll hear Hunter Baumgart's recap. Don't forget, Hunter joins us at 7:30 today. And I will join Hunter today on the Dennis Krause Spectrum Sports Roundtable.
Right.
TV star.
Got to put on a tie again.
God, you guys are going to be looking so cool.
I want video of you on video. That's what I really want.
That's what we'll do. No one needs that. All right. Yes, we're off and running. How sweet it is. What was the best part of the sweep to you? Hit us with it. 877-794-1973. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
How to say?
Yeah. I mean, I think, look at the play Nico made in the ninth inning. When you don't swing the bats and you don't score a run, the baseball game doesn't look good for your side. We're in a funk right now, and it's up to us to change it. We're the ones going to change it.
I recognize that voice.
That was sweet.
Cubs manager Craig Counsell bringing us back. Brewers sweep the Cubs in shutout fashion last evening. How sweet it is. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live for you, Insomniacs, Early Risers, Sociopaths, Facebook, X, YouTube. 877-794-1973 to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Let's get to Hunter Baumgart's recap of last night's proceedings at Wrigley Field. Take it away, Hunter.
Thanks, guys. How sweep it is. The Milwaukee Brewers sweep the Chicago Cubs for just the 5th time ever at Wrigley Field and the first time at Wrigley Field since 2021 with a 5-0 shutout last night. How about the Brewers starting pitchers in this series, throwing to a 1.53 ERA? The relievers allowed just 2 runs. The Brewers outscored the Cubs in the series 19-5. And Kyle Harrison last night, he goes 7 shutout innings. He, by the way, has a 1.77 ERA through 9 starts. That is second all time when it comes to the first 9 starts by any Brewers pitcher. You know who's first? CC Sabathia with a 1.60 ERA through his first 9 starts as a Milwaukee Brewer. So they are off coming up tonight, and then a weekend series with the Dodgers starts tomorrow night. I'll have you for Milwaukee baseball tonight, 1 hour talking about the Crew this evening. Going to have Kurt Hogue of the Journal Sentinel join me. He reports on the Brewers for them. Looking forward to that conversation. 6 to 7 tonight on Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee, and I'll join you guys to talk more about this sweet sweep. And the Brewers are 16-5 in their last 21 games. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. Back to you guys.
Well done, Hunter Baumgardt. Destination Radio for Hunter to be talking Brewers with you this evening.
Hunter and Kurt Hogue. Oh, man, that's destination radio.
I like that. Generally, Thursdays with no game are the worst days, right? Usually this day would be the worst. However, if it falls on a Thursday that there's no baseball game and we get a full Milwaukee baseball tonight in place, that one will play. That'll take, and we'll be able to enjoy and soak and bask in the glory of this sweep a little bit longer. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talking text line, asking you what your favorite part of the sweep was. 608 said the best part of the sweep was crushing the spirits of Chicago. That 19-5 had a lot of folks feeling like the Bree girl or my man M-Bone there on YouTube.
Yeah, M-Bone for sure. I mean, he really shows it out. Bree's, whatever. We can have our opinions. But yeah, had them feeling in their feels for sure. I saw a lot of them breaking down on Twitter, like, what are we doing? Time to hold. Once you see the A word from Cubs fans, accountability, time to hold them accountable.
We got to hold people accountable?
I tagged you in one, Billy, because I know that's your favorite. We got a couple of the accountability.
Now.
It's time for this, Cubs team. But I just love seeing that, because let's be honest, this is baseball, and as you guys know well, Drew, you've seen it millions of times. It's a roller coaster. Ups and downs are going to happen throughout the year. The Cubs were a wagon for a month and a half. They came back down to earth. They'll probably get hot again. That's just the way it goes. But it is fun to ride this crest now as a Brewers fan while we can.
Brewers haven't lost a series since the Pirates took the first 2 games. April 24th and
Draft
25th,
night.
right? And then the Brewers won. They recovered with a shutout, so they didn't get swept by the Pirates. And people weren't feeling good. Then they had an off day.
Mm-hmm.
Then they took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks, which is, Diamondbacks are okay.
Yeah, they're an okay
scrappy.
outfit. Yeah,
2 out of 3 from the Nationals.
Yep.
They split 2 games with the Cardinals because the middle game got rained out. They probably would have won that.
Mm-hmm.
But this recent stretch, the teams they've been beating, they didn't sweep the Twins. They lost that game, which was winnable on Sunday. That seems like a month ago.
Yeah.
But they beat the Yankees, the Padres, and the Cubs.
Those are big.
They
those
won
are playoff
series
teams.
against the ones that you circle on the calendar. Oh, that's going to be a tough series. Oh, that'll be a tough series. I mean, now they got the Dodgers coming in. Well, as long as they don't get swept, the Brewers will keep some momentum, right? If you win 1 game against the Dodgers, to me, that's saying something. If you win 2, oh my God, you know?
Well, and Drew, there's like, it doesn't count for 1.5 times in the standings. Yesterday, the last 3 days count a little bit more because they're the actual head-to-heads, but it's still only going to go for one game. I just think in the social capital, like in the fan capital and the confidence levels, these games are like 1.5 times. When you see the brand of the Yankees, Padres are kind of there. Machado always brings a different level of intrigue, even though something it's just for the fun of the booing. People want to beat that team, and San Diego's been good, and I think people recognize that for a while. But Yankees, Cubs, Dodgers, that triumvirate right there, those brands and those logos, when you are able to get dubs against them, emphatic sweeps against them, I think that's what adds in for the casual observer saying, oh, okay, Brewers are real good, actually. I can enjoy my time and invest some time.
You couldn't have said it better, social capital, because let's face it, there's a lot of equity Brewers fans can get with all the Cubs fans that they all know talking a little bit of trash, so it does mean a little more. Rick said it really well here. Rick from De Pere, great to have a big glass of Cubs tears on the Facebook comments. That's exactly what it is. They only count one in the standings, but they count a little extra to us because we get to have a little more fun with it with our friends that are Cubs fans. So it's good.
From the 608, best part of the sweep, crushing the spirit.
Crush them.
Chicago.
Crush them. Our boy Andy in East Troy had a good one. No, guys, you're missing it. Jake Bauers hitting the home run in the middle of the Green Bay sucks chant. Yeah, that might be right there at the top. Vinny and Jeff are having some fun with the Green Bay sucks chants as well last night.
I gotta love that. We are off and running. Shooting shirts are off on the Thursday edition. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. True story. Cubs center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong's mother was an actress who played the mom in the movie Little Big League. Perhaps in tribute to her, PCA actually turned a single into a Little League home run last night.
And a line drive back up the middle. That'll work. Frelick sets around third. The ball gets away from Crow Armstrong. That'll score Ortiz. Hamilton's on the move. Hamilton being waved. Still being waved. Here's the throw. Save! David Hamilton with a Little League homer here at Wrigley.
Just call him EPCA. After a rough couple of nights in center, on the mound, Kyle Harrison was dominant again. 7 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. He struck out 11 and walked only 1. The Brewers ride in on a broom and sweep out the Cubs 5-0 the final score. They lead the Central by a game and a half over St. Louis and Chicago. The Brewers off today. They'll play the Dodgers tomorrow. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Diller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Ready to dominate the Thursday edition of the Huddle, just like the Brewers dominated at Wrigley Field this week. Welcome in,
Suckers.
6:02 a.m. Early risers, insomniacs, sociopaths who get up early and see the sunrise on this glorious Thursday in the good land. Yeah, it's a little chilly out.
It is cold.
However, it is it feels warmer because the Brewers beat the Cubs 3 games at Wrigley Field. Brewers game and a half in front, first place. The record is 29-18.
29-18 for a team that was 16-16 or 15-15 a couple of weeks ago.
And their road record is 14-9, which is always a good sign.
That's amazing in and of itself.
Run differential is through the roof. The pitching, again, has been incredible. It was the series, another shutout. Harrison was great, arguably better than Miz.
We're getting used
Put
to
up a better line than Miz.
Yeah, and arguably more dominating. Like I get Miz has the flashy numbers. He's got the round numbers. He's got the 101 gas that is hard to fathom. It's one that entrances us a little bit. Is that a good word choice for it, Armen? You see it, you just get mesmerized by it.
Exactly.
You
get mesmerized. Oh,
all
I
right.
just thought of that.
Look at you in that. Look at you in that bullpen jacket. That's what I'm talking about. But it's almost like watching the Western Conference Finals, right? Miz is Wemby. He's flash. He's excitement. He's something you haven't seen before. Alien looking and ass and elbows coming right at you and everything possible at you. And then
ass and elbows.
And then all of a sudden, Kyle Harrison's just SGA. All substance, no flash.
No flash.
All substance, couple of pitches, dicing you up, effective as always. And all of a sudden you look down and wait, 7 and 11 Ks? Goodness gracious.
Hits and a walk.
Yeah.
7 innings.
You're right. He's getting the K numbers. It wasn't like he was like Mike Caldwell, ground ball merchant. He was getting a lot of strikeouts, like that reference, Drew. But it was just impressive to watch last night. And you're right, Billy. It's like the Thunder and Lightning. Okay, so maybe you think of like Maddox, Smoltz, and Glavine, right? He's like the Glavine, like understated, but still just spinning guys up, tying them up, and getting the outs, getting the strikeouts. It is something special to see. There's no question about it. And amazing the threshold of expectation we're on now, because Brewers, like you said, they were at 500 and they go on this run. basically what they did last year, but they didn't start until Memorial Day. Weren't we like under 500 Memorial Day last year? Then we go. I'm not saying we're going to win 97 again.
No,
that's an incredible expectation threshold to reach. However, I mean, once again, boom. All right, here we go. It's like kind of routine now to see the Brewers hit a big run and all of a sudden just dominate the league. So I hope it continues.
This was the Harris game. It was also the David Hamilton game. Hamilton's 3 for 4, scores twice, drives in a run. Had the Little League homer, the ball that squirted past Pete Crow Armstrong.
He didn't miss his shot. Yeah.
Shurio and Yelich did nothing, but one of the we talked about him in terms of like helping the pitchers out, but William Contreras is starting to get hot. And we said last year, like that was the thing that was missing was his thumb. If he's 3 for 4 with a walk, he's not knocking on the door of batting 300 again. If the power comes back a little bit, you got something there.
Yeah, you do. And what you also have is, I don't know there's many guys that square up line drives like Contreras as well. I mean, he rockets some balls around gaps, and he has a good ability to pick his spot, right? Like there's not a whole lot of guys, I think, that place the baseball as much nowadays. It feels like Contreras has the ability to, and yeah, that's the stick in the middle of the lineup that is a game changer, because Terang has been far too good to overlook and way too productive for the rest of the league to miss. And I mean, you are still 12 games into Yelich's season, 15 games into Yelich's season, maybe. I don't know exactly how many he'd had before the injury, but still getting himself back to form. And Shurio has been just a tick away. Like the wind, I thought, caught one of his last night, maybe in a couple of different ballparks, would have had a chance to go. They're going to roll, but with Shurio, Terang, and Contreras at the top of that lineup, and then aided in the middle of it, guys, by, don't look now, I'm not going to go Armen Nick Mears all-star game, but Jake Bauers into consideration, because he's been phenomenal, and he just lengthens that lineup in the middle of it, hitting 291 with a 500 slugging percentage.
Hunter
you do this for another month, and it's going to be hard to overlook him in that conversation.
Hunter laid it out pretty well. I think it was on his show that he's already matched a lot of his counting stats from last year, or at least is close to it. Yeah, he's having probably the best year of his career. He's poised to do it. You just hope that continues, because you're right, Billy. I mean, the streak he's on now, the hitting streak, reaching base, what he's done, it's not out of the possibility that he could definitely be in that mix. You mentioned Yelich, how many games he's now played? 20, 80 plate appearances, 74 at bats, 20 games this year. So he's kind of getting it going. But yeah, it was that type of night last night. And you guys mentioned earlier the wind and how certain balls. What ball was it that Seiya Suzuki took off his chest like a soccer player?
That was a Hamilton player.
That was the Hamilton triple, right? So it was just a wild night. I mean, I'm like, oh, good going. You blocked it. I mean, you're not a goalie, though.
Yeah.
Like, he took it off his chest like
that was
goalie.
a weird play in that corner there. That was strange. You can reach us, NicoletLaw.com, talking text line 877-794-1973. We want to know, what was your favorite part of the 3-game sweep by the Brewers? The to me, it was the triple play kill shot when they were able to move into first place, move 10 games over, and win the series. That was the triple play.
Yeah, but it then gets validated the next night, right? Like, because that triple play, you're right, because you hit that all in game 2.
Yep.
But then if you would have lost last night, you would have hit the milestone, but you get bounced back. You hit the checkpoint, but all of a sudden, quickly onto the next level, you die right away. I mean, like you're talking in an old school Mario Kart style. You're jumping right off that block and resetting, and instead you just build off of it going into a Dodger series. That's awesome.
And it can change in a heartbeat. The Cubs are proof. The Cubs had won 10 in a row, and now they've lost 9 of 11. It's like that. It can change, even if you're a good club. And the Cubs, again, I know people hate to hear it, the Cubs are a good club.
I actually like it, though, Drew.
PCA is a good player.
I like it better when they are good.
Yes.
Right. Like, just like how we've gone in on the conversation with the Packers and Bears. This is way more fun when both teams are good.
I didn't mention it yet during our little our powwow on Tuesday with Wayne Larrabee, Wes Hodkowitz at the Packers Speaker Series at Harley Davidson. Shout out to everybody who we met there. It was awesome. Good time.
So much fun.
Had our bosses there too. That was
cool. Yeah, 100%.
To have our bosses,
especially when you're looking as cool as Drew was in that set.
Yeah, there it is.
I walk in, I got a new shirt thinking I'm looking good. All of a sudden, Drew walks in, just devilish as all of a sudden our new boss walks in and goes, "Wow, you guys are looking spiffy." I'm like, that one right there making us all look.
Boy, that'll give you a lift when he
It was a nice
and then
quick beat.
then I saw them again at a party later on at the Summerfest party, and I had changed clothes. I went home, worked out, and then changed clothes again. And they're like, and that's our boss.
The quick double take,
He didn't like recognize me at first because I'm wearing different clothes. I'm like, it's all right.
I like that. Looking good. Billy, looking good? It's dress shirt.
Yes.
Dress shirt.
Billy was sharp.
Well, as good as this body can look.
Wes just wore the Packers like quarter zip, I think, because he just
he's Wes. He's
always
Wes.
Wes Hodquist, dude. He knows what's cooking. No, he knows what's cooking. Wayne Larrabee always puts us all to shame, but he just makes us all look good. But
Wayne just set us up.
That's how Wayne
was the
dresses.
best. All right, 877-794-1973. Meanwhile, back here among the Tyrant Strip Club ads. Oklahoma City got off the deck, even the series against the Spurs. That's the finals to me. That is the best series that the NBA can offer us, and we're getting it now. So if you're not watching it, you're not watching Wemby and you're not watching SGA, you're missing. This is pretty good. It's going to be a good series.
And this one going to live up more than when we all thought that the national championship was the semifinal, right? in the NCAA, it felt like it was going to be Arizona, Michigan. That was the true national title, and that game was cheeks from the start. This has been phenomenal, and man, you're seeing a mortal version of OKC that we haven't seen in like 2 years. They're tasting blood throughout the entire game, and it is wild to see young guys star the way the Spurs are. They're literally changing rules in the NBA so you don't do what the Spurs just did. They hit the lottery 3 straight years.
Yeah.
Luckily, they had 3 teams pass on Stephon Castle.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
3 teams passed on Stephon Castle, whether you watch him in a Spurs uniform.
Not like you saw him do it in the national title game or anything. I don't know.
In an entire Final Four run, an
whatever.
entire national championship run.
Yeah.
4 teams passed on him. You'll win the lottery in the best lottery in maybe 20 years with Wemby. And then Dylan Harper, who looked like that team couldn't win any Big Ten games at Rutgers. They had 2 top 5 picks. And one of the knocks was they don't do enough things that help you win. And Dylan Harper's doing everything to help them win right now.
Certainly in that role. Now, he did have the injury, so we'll see if he's okay. Jalen Williams also had some tightness. I saw those are 2 things to follow in this series, but it's been quite interesting. All year, people have wondered, is San Antonio, Oklahoma City's kryptonite? It sure seems like they're going to have trouble with them, even if they do win the series. They won last night, but it felt like San Antonio kind of had them on the ropes in some parts of the game last night. OKC survives. We're going to see what happens now in this series shifts locations.
It's going to be I think it's going to be a Donnybrook. Buckle up. And the other thing I thought when you watch these guys is we're coming to the point, it's going to happen eventually, where LeBron and Steph and the guys that we've known and loved for the last 15 years, 20 years are going to be gone. But we're in good hands because Wemby's awesome. Like Wemby makes me think of Ohtani.
Yes.
because it's like, dude, to do what he does is like, that's a freak of nature. So, and Ohtani's another example. Like there's a guy that we're fixated on, and, sports, there will be new stars. SGA and Wemby are going to be the guys we look to, and we'll be talking about, are they the GOAT? They will enter the discussion.
Yes.
When LeBron is on his couch watching games. We're in good hands there. I thought the same thing yesterday when we got the news that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a one and done. This is it. Farewell tour for Aaron Rodgers. Get the rocking chair. Let him be celebrated. I like that he's going out this way. I'm glad that his final pass wasn't a pick 6 in the playoffs.
Same. Yeah.
Let him go out this way and then let the chips fall where they may. They're not going to win the Super Bowl, but nobody does. Like, no, nobody.
That's a great point, Drew. Nobody is Elway and Manning.
Elway and Manning were the outliers. They don't do it. It doesn't happen. Most of the time you end like Favre and you limp, or I'm old enough to say like Willie Mays stumbling around the outfield looking like a shell of himself. Like, who's that old guy? It looks like he's playing in an old timers game, but this is a real major league game. You just don't get the storybook endings for the most part. Now Rodgers can write his own thing. I wish Favre had done it. I think all good players should just say, all right, I'm going to do one more.
This is it.
Don't just like sit there and, hem and haw and just like declare it and then enjoy it and then ride it out and then be at peace.
Yeah. I thought one of my favorite send-offs of all time was Derek Jeter's send-off when he let it know this is going to be my last year. And everywhere he went, now baseball's a little bit different. You accept a gift, you smile at home plate, and people around the sport can thank you for what you've given the sport. Now, Packers fans have been able to enjoy it more than anybody else. But there's a lot of folks that for the last 2 decades, their sports life, they've watched him dominate the sport, and to be able to see it one last time And hopefully, Drew, to your point, just not have it be in the fashion that he went out last year. Generally speaking, that's how it goes, right? Drew Brees could not throw the ball further than 20 yards in his final game. It felt
bad for him.
You did 1,000%. And Aaron didn't look that way a year ago. I don't think he's going to look like that this year, but let's just have it be your final one and enjoy it with Mike and just tie a beautiful bow on a legendary career.
It's interesting because a lot of people, we tend to forget those bad years as a public. Over time, you remember the good ones, but
you don't remember Jordan with the Wizards?
Yeah. It's for
sadly that's the only thing that I do remember,
people,
right? Like,
so
there will be a generation where the only time they remember Rodgers is running out of the tunnel with the Jets flag in these last 2 years, maybe with the Steelers.
It's just hard though, because athletes at that level always believe they can do it, so they're never going to believe this is the end. They're going to believe. It's like, what if Tom Brady retired at 38? He lost 7 years. You could go back and forth. I understand why it's hard.
Rodgers turns 43 in December.
That's old.
Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, that's
like
old.
He's playing with 20-year-olds and he turns 43 in December.
I mean, I get it.
Freakish how long he's played and enjoy it, but just give yourself the deadline and say, this is it. I'm going to work one more year and then that's it.
It doesn't work like that. I know what you're saying, Drew, but in those those guys' psyches, it's just. But
there's also 20 to 25 million reasons to come back. And
play the 25 million is a tough one too to completely turn around from. But Armen and I get into this a lot because I know Armen would like it to be like Chet Steadman, who the last pitch he throws in Rookie of the Year, his arm actually blows up and he's got to run to home plate to try to tag the guy out. That's where I feel like you always believe the great players will go.
Got one more left.
A lot more have put a shot clock on it. A lot more, especially in recent vintage. Now, maybe it's on a different side of the ball, but I'm looking at J.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, a lot with still tread on the tires, a lot of good football still left to play, but I want to go out knowing I can still play. That was always the way Aaron had said it. And I think he put up a season last year that would lend itself to it, right? Like he can still play. Nobody is fully questioning that he is a scrub. He's not out here being a folklore or a caricature of himself, but there's only so much that he can do right now. So let's get through this thing healthy. Enjoy the fact that the Steelers play the Packers first game of the year. First preseason game of the year. Preseason. Maybe Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
No, he won't do that. He won't do that. But he'll go out for maybe the coin toss so we can have that ceremony.
Right. And they won't do a joint practice probably either. So
I wish that they would just somehow,
wouldn't that be cool?
Work it out with the Steelers. We'll give you one next year. Let us host that thing.
Yeah.
Let us flip this thing around. We'll give you an IOU. We'll write it in pen. We'll send it over to you. You guys get our preseason game next year, however you want to work it out. Just let us host this one and let him walk out of that visitor's tunnel one time.
Wouldn't it be awesome? I mean, he deserves that moment. It would be a great moment, but it won't happen, but it'd be so cool. I think you're right. I thought it was interesting, though, Billy, when you mentioned, I think he mentioned yesterday, I thought it was interesting that he was pretty much decided he was going to call it a career until they brought back Mike and it made him reconsider. And that made me feel good, too. Because it put the warm fuzzies in me like, he just wants to be with old coach Mike one more time. And then I'm like, I guess he enjoyed him. I guess it wasn't a bad relationship. I guess it wasn't if he didn't like playing for Big Mike, he wouldn't have come back for one more year with him. So I enjoyed that too a little bit. So I thought it was interesting. He said he was going to retire until he started considering again when Mike
are we believing, guys, the online pictures though of Aaron's reported wife?
It's fake. I already checked into it. Brittany, that's a fake picture. It's AI, whatever you want. It's sorry. I wanted it to be true too, Billy. I thought that'd be funny, but it's not.
I knew you'd have that thing sniffed out right away.
That remains to me one of the great unsolved mysteries. Like how has he kept it under wraps this long?
Really impressive stuff.
It's
hard to
2026.
Believe. It's why it's easy to believe it's not real.
I was going to say, where's TMZ on this? Where's you would think somebody would make it their mission to stake him out, stalk him, and get a photo or something. I'm glad no one has.
They're too busy in Foxborough.
He's that's true. He deserves his privacy, but that is like one of the, and I don't know, man. Part of me thinks the way Rodgers is, it could be like a Manti Te'o thing. I'm not really married. I had you suckers wondering about this. Sure. Like he's just manipulating everybody, and it's all a work.
Yeah. I've gone through all the different possibilities in my mind, and that one absolutely was one of them.
Like that he's trolling everybody.
Yes.
And see, I'll show you how stupid you media people are.
Then he walks down Las Vegas Boulevard after eloping with a new supermodel wife in 2 years. That'd be hilarious.
So I remember a smaller story, smaller scale, but Katie Nolan and her boyfriend, that Dan Soder. The comedian guy. They were like dating, but it was unofficial. They were friends, and then they kind of started dating, which is probably a pretty good way to go about it, because my wife and I were friends socially for a year or two before we started the date. And like they were at a wedding for somebody from ESPN. I can't remember who it was, but then Marty Smith was at their table. And the deal was that this wedding was like, no phones, no nothing. So they thought they were safe, and they were there as a couple. And it was kind of like their soft launch of their relationship. Like people didn't know that they thought they were just friends, but like, and then I guess like Marty Smith showed up at the wedding late because he'd been covering something, or he was coming from work, but he sits down at the reception, and he takes out a camera and like posts a picture of his table or a video of his table, and those two are sitting together, and he like outed them. So even if you're trying to be guarded and stuff, it's almost impossible. So for Rodgers to pull that off is almost as incredible as his quarterback rating and his touchdown interception ratio.
The 500
career,
plus touchdown pass.
That no one sleuthed out who he's married to when he's been married a year, and he talked about it on McAfee. It's like, okay, come on. Like Bakhtiari hasn't let it slip, or Cobb, or anybody that's inner circle with him.
No kidding.
Has an inner circle.
And Drew, I mean, apparently when he was on McAfee, he's talking about like all they're doing is it. Right. So like for the fact that nobody has been able to find it, maybe it's just because they're just so sequestered away. Chewing and doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like that might just be the case, and he's come out of here rejuvenated as ever. But we'll see. I hope it works out well for him. I don't think the Steelers are going to be much of a factor in the AFC, but
I don't either.
Well, just wait till Big Mike puts that West Coast offense again for him.
So
the concepts and Aaron loves that offense,
But the way they operated all offseason, I don't know how they could have gone somewhere else. They trade for Michael Pittman, nearly 30-year-old wide receiver. Keeping DK. They brought back Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, all the old guys and the old guard on the defensive side. They were building this thing for one last run, and we'll see how that one runs. Most likely exactly how the Steelers have run for the last decade and a half.
And this is great for McCarthy because no one's going to judge him on the results this year. They know it's the last year with Aaron. It's going to be kind of a farewell year. Be nice if they won, but if they don't, they're going to judge him on what happens with the next group and how he builds the next team. So I think it's a nice little mulligan year for McCarthy. If he cares about stuff like that. I don't know
if he does. He just wants to win football.
I'm just a highly successful football
He wants to win
coach.
football games. I want to win football games. We got a good football team. I want to win football
business
games.
as usual here at the facility, and that's how we approach
We're nobody's underdog. We're 8-6
for the Pittsburgh program.
That's right. This portion of our program, The Huddle, is brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Can't visit them on Monday because it's Memorial Day, but I'll see them next week. Make a weekly stop at our Brookfield office there. GameDayMen'sHealth.com is the website. They can change your life. Testosterone replacement therapy, peptide therapy, whatever your issues may be. Think about your health. Think about your energy levels. If they're not where they were when you were a younger man, go visit these people. They can change your life. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Again, Hunter Baumgardt joins us about an hour from right now. We're going to talk to Dolph because he's headed for a long weekend. Our halftime correspondent will be off on Friday and Tuesday.
Genius move by him.
Brilliant move. We'll talk to Dolph coming up next about the stories of the day. And again, the overarching question today, what was your favorite part of the sweep? It was a perfect way to spend the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, getting us into Memorial Day. It was a great way to pass the time. It was fantastic setup. Dolph is up next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Continuing the Thursday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, Drew, Billy, and Armen. We've reached halftime of our program. Our halftime correspondent is here for our little walk-off interview. Scott Dolphin from the country station on the Hall, FM106.com.
Drew,
hello, Dolph.
Hey, Drew, speaking of country music, that's Jake Owen. Big show tonight.
That's right.
Home plate charity event, Kristen Yelich.
Brewers rolling into that party with a good head of steam and a feel-good vibe.
Oh, they're going to have so much fun
coming
tonight.
off the sweep of the Cubs.
I have not been to this venue. Shannon, my partner, went to Yellow Card on Sunday night, said this place is really nice.
Yellow Card was in town?
Sunday night. You missed it?
Sunday night.
Man. fan. I love Yellow Card. I saw them at Summerfest.
She went to a
once.
concert on a school night?
She took Monday off.
Oh, well, there you go. See now.
Smart veteran move.
Again,
Yeah,
a veteran
right.
move. Dolph taking off on
guys are
Friday and
smart over
Tuesday
there.
around Memorial Day weekend. That's a veteran move.
Well, I mean, if you can get 5 days off and only have to burn 2,
That's incredible.
This is how you win awards, Drew. We got to take
This
notes.
is how
we
you-
gotta
this
take
is how
notes
you
and
stay
figure this out.
fresh.
Yes.
Last year was the first time in 20-some years of doing radio that I took off during the All-Star week. And it was like, God, why haven't I been doing this the entire time?
Genius.
It's low tide of the sports calendar. Like, there's nothing going on but the baseball All-Star game.
Well, here in Milwaukee, it's kind of like taking off during Summerfest, you know?
True.
And now they've made it easier because if you get up early in the morning, you only have to take off 3 Fridays.
Yeah, that's right.
Or only 2, really, because I think one is the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah,
weekend.
one's 4th
right.
of July. Yeah, good point.
Well, and we're having a damn summer. It's going to be microwaved as it always is, but hopefully we'll have good weather for Memorial Day. And then before you know it, Summerfest will be here. And the second weekend of Summerfest coincides with a Cubs visit to American Family Field.
Oh, what a weekend.
What a weekend that's going to be.
That's what I'm talking
Now, they're all
about.
night games, too, but I mean,
I didn't even look
I think
ahead.
it's Friday, Saturday night games, and then Sunday.
And then a
day
Sunday
game.
one. The Brewers play 2 more day games at home against the Cubs than they do at Wrigley. They play 0
That's
day
weird.
games this year at Wrigley Field.
I'm assuming the Cubs are not getting away. They must be home. Is that why we got a night game last night?
Cubs are home. Yeah.
Okay.
They're hosting Houston this week.
Friday, man.
I don't know if it's going to help them, the trouble they're in right now. I mean, that they can't get out of their own way, and their pitching staff is like decimated. And dude left the game last night, too. So now,
Blister.
are you missing what? Is that going to be 3 or 4 out of your 5 starters
Well,
now?
if you include Cade Horton, I guess. From
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 from the beginning of the year, I believe.
And he's probably the biggest lost, Armen, right? The kid is unbelievable.
He's supposed to be a big part of their puzzle. He's very good, obviously. So, yeah.
And you got Justin Steele, who's been out for like
I was going to say better part of 2 years now.
Yeah.
They think that he's going to start being able to throw at some point and get himself back. I saw some Cub report that he was in the building and in the locker room. But more than anything, they need their guy that they just signed for $115 million to make the routine plays out in center field. That's a beautiful beautiful part of this weekend.
And Lance Bregman exactly hasn't been.
Yeah,
ripping the cover off the
I've
ball
been
either.
really enjoying Alex Bregman's welcome to the
Alex
rivalry.
Bregman,
Take that.
Yeah.
Take that, Bregman. 1 for 12 with 4 Ks. Filling the hole of Kyle Tucker phenomenally well.
Hap not taking the bat off his shoulder.
Nice work.
Love that. Ian Happ's been a Brewer killer for years.
The thing
Last
is,
week.
but you know what? My eyes are dry. I shed no tears for their problem. Because listen, they're still a good team. They're gonna get hot again. I'm not worried about all their problems. All right, I'm actually excited about them.
All right, so Dolph, you've been at this a long time, and one of the things that you love about this job, being in our job, is you get to meet cool people and listeners, right? You get to meet- and so I met a gentleman, Gary from Franklin, a couple of years ago at a local establishment with a buddy of mine. And then he reached out to me this week, and he was cleaning out his house, and he found something that his father, a scrapbook of newspaper clippings that his father had. These are clippings from 1937.
Look at that thing.
Scrapbook of baseball stories, box scores.
That is
pictures
amazing.
from 19. He's like, I thought you might like to see this. I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
There's some bylines in here by Grantland Rice, one of the legendary sports writers, Grantland Rice. There's an All-Star game. These are like from the Milwaukee Journal from the 1930s.
Wow.
And I mean, here we go. Like,
Was Tom covering those games? Or
yeah, Hardcourt was not. Red Fisted.
I had to do that.
Hacker tips Braves 2-1 on one-hit Crows homer. So this is like, goodness.
The Braves were not here, right? They weren't here yet.
No.
Not yet. We were the American Association.
The Brewers, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
And,
Portrait. These are like all just like of all different baseball games and like roundups and just stuff national. So it's from the Journal and the Sentinel from back. Like some of these are from 1955. So the Braves were playing in Milwaukee, but then some of these are from the 30s.
One of my favorite parts is that it's the competitors, and then now the Journal Sentinel, the old school days of the Journal and the Sentinel to go back and forth. I don't know that I want to touch it. I'm gonna break one of them. Like that looks so brittle and careful. Like that is as cool of an artifact.
I can see that pinup doll over from here, though.
That's right.
I don't know who that is. I don't know.
Whoa! Now we're talking.
Well, I guess there were tires.
That's actually
club ads.
Well, no. That's an ad because it's the back of a clipping of a story.
Okay.
Of see, but
got it.
A
good one though.
I gotta check those out later.
Yeah, you Armen, you'll love these. Like this is like Armen going down the YouTube rabbit hole. But here we go. Sheboygan Bowler posts 876 new state sanctioned record. This was from October 27th, 1966.
That's 876. You're
Here we
leaving
go.
like no open. You're marking like 30 frames.
1966. Here we have Wilson has 300 score. Story by Billy 60, famous Milwaukee figure. Here we go. Packer rookies, all 8, more experienced now.
I love that. That's a great analysis. That's great analysis. The rookies are more experienced.
Was that a good year? 66 Packers? Was that a Super Bowl team?
Well, turned out pretty well.
Yeah,
Super Bowl
that
team.
was. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, there's one that's clipped. I see the headline, but the story's clipped because of the way the paper is clipped. But it says Packers remove ban on AP Sports Writer. I'm like, was Dave Beagle covering that?
Oh, now we're talking.
See, they're pulling credentials back then. It wasn't even like
a treasure trove. I want to thank Gary and Franklin for sending this over.
That is awesome, Gary. Great moment.
Endless fun. Some of these pictures are from some of these clippings. A scrapbook is from 1937.
I was going to say, this is going to give us so much content through the summer.
No doubt. I have I clipped stuff from my hometown newspaper from when I played high school baseball, if my name got in the paper, they're from the 80s that is not in as good a shape as those newspapers.
Yeah, I had
are.
some Greenfield Observer stuff with my name
Did
on
you?
it.
Yeah.
Also making this year's volleyball team is Armen Sarian. That was
Let's
kinda,
go.
That was kind of like the
Love
extent
that.
of my what was written about me. But
Now, I don't know if KWWL is still printing or if that Channel 7 in Iowa is
That's
only
still around.
Well, this is where the story comes from here today, as we had a shout out on our talking text line from the 319 wanting to congratulate you and the family for Gary getting the original Field of Dreams movie site field named after him in the press box.
The press box last night, they surprised him with that news that the press box at Field of Dreams will be named after Dolph. And
so
you know what?
cool.
He's very deserving. He has flown the flag for Dubuque County, Iowa for over 50 years. Anything sports related. He's called thousands of high school and small college football, basketball, and baseball games. He was the voice of the Midwest League Dubuque Packers when they had to make road trips to Wausau in the late 1970s. So he's deserving as anybody to get that gig or
so
to get
cool,
that press box named after him.
and really the voice of a community, right? He's been doing that for a while.
Well, he's been the voice of Iowa for
so long.
30 years.
Iconic voice, and they're going to have a professional ballpark now in Dyersville. Is that how
they're going to have I think it's a Northwoods team, right?
I'm looking it up right now.
Is that's who we have here, right?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Lakeshore.
Yeah, that's around the.
Yeah, that's the Lakeshore Chinook.
Yeah, and of course they're still going to have major league games there this year. I think it's the Twins and somebody else.
Twins and the Phillies will play this year.
Yeah, so that's
On
amazing
Netflix,
out there.
Of course.
What is it?
Of course, it's on Netflix. By the way.
Oh, of course it is.
Twins and the Phillies. It's on Netflix.
They've really turned that in. I mean, it's 380 acres or something like that. But now I don't know how many little league parks they have there, but they're building up all around it with kind of an entertainment district and hotels.
And it's we're only a few years away from everyone saying, "I remember the way Field of Dreams used to be.
Oh, I
now
know.
it's corporate, and now it's it's going to be."
Yeah, I used to I loved it when it used to be the way it was. 100%.
James Earl Jones said, "If you build it, people will come."
They are,
now
right?
it's
And they have,
out
and
of
they
control.
Pretty cool though. I mean, that is awesome.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
That's an awesome moment for the family, but also we had the people on social media last night saying, "Yeah, take that, Mrs. McCaffrey.
Oh,
take that, Mrs. McCaffrey. Don't you mess with our guy Gary. Don't you dare mess with our guy Gary." So a lot of people go into the sports bar probably to go celebrate that and enjoy.
If you're ever in Dubuque, Iowa, check out Dolph's.
Well, and I will be going to Dubuque, Iowa. I will be making a trip there. I can't guarantee when it will be, but
you're going to gamble, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I might have to be a pit stop. I mean, if you're there, you might as well try. Might as well see if there's any luck.
It's not on the way. It's not the direct route, but you can go that route across the Wisconsin Bridge into Dubuque and, check out the casinos before you go to Iowa City on Halloween to see Badgers, Hawkeyes.
I think it's called Diamond.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Joe's, yeah.
Diamond Joe's.
Well, I was sorry. Go ahead, Billy.
No, here.
Well, what I remember, tell me if I'm wrong, is a friend of mine was working there in Dubuque. We were like in our 20s. We went to visit him, and what happened was the bars would close in Dubuque, but in East Dubuque,
you head east.
That's across the state lines. The bars were open an extra 2 hours.
That's been since I was in high school. That's the running thing. 2 a.m. bar call. It's let's head east. So you go across the Julian Dubuque Bridge into East Dubuque, Illinois, where the bars are open until 4 a.m.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
Wasn't that like Milwaukee and Waukesha back in the day?
Quite strategic. Yeah, I think there was like one of them was
there was a midnight shutdown, and then there was a 2 a.m. fire too.
And then the Illinois people would come over because it was 21 in Illinois and 18 here, so there was a lot of border jumping. The same way we do now to buy.
I was going to say to buy certain things.
You got to have a plan. When I was 18 in Iowa, the drinking age was 19 in Iowa, but it was 18 in Wisconsin. So on Friday night, that area, all the Illinois kids and Iowa kids would flood into southwestern Wisconsin to places like Keeler, Dickeyville, and Cuba City. You hit the hometown bars and flash that 18-year-old ID so you could drink.
The dream, dude.
I didn't know 19 was an age anywhere. Like
Yeah.
I knew 18, 21.
It was here.
Armen,
for
it was
a
Really?
while.
19?
It was 18 here, 19 in Iowa, 21 in Illinois at that time.
Wow.
And it went from 18 to 19 to 21.
To
They kind of
21, yep.
gradually increased it.
Yeah, what was it? 2 or 3 years? It was something like that. Some short kind of stint on the 19.
Yeah, it was like a year.
Yeah.
And then it was a transitional thing. Yeah.
I remember somebody telling me you could get arrested for bootlegging if they really wanted to get you because people would come into Illinois. Illinois had the cheapest beer in those days, and they didn't have the Camel. Iowa, it's 5 cents a can if you drink. So everybody from Wisconsin and Iowa would go into Illinois to get the cheap beer prices, but they said if they catch you going back across the river with 8 cases of beer, you could get busted for bootlegging.
Interstate Commerce.
There it is.
RICO Act.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a RICO
it.
violation.
That's it. Nickel beers?
Oh my God. We got to
5
get,
cents?
we need to
5 cents on
open
the
some
cans.
beers and read from this scrapbook that Gary gave me. September 2nd, 1937, the clip. Bob Feller mows down dozen Yankees, wins 4-2. Lou Gehrig fans 3 times.
Wow.
Murderer's Row goes hitless until the 5th inning. And this is an AP, probably rewritten
This
by
is
someone on the
incredible.
desk. But
Imagine what Troy would have been saying about Lou Gehrig that week.
here's the lead from the AP
Washed.
story. Bob Feller and his smoke ball made the New York Yankees holler uncle Thursday.
That's amazing.
The Cleveland youngster Fan 12 held the vaunted Murderer's Row hitless until the 5th and won 4-2, allowing 5 hits. Joe DiMaggio's 39th homer in the 8th, followed by consecutive doubles by Bill Dickey and George Selkirk, who played his first game since July 2nd, gave the Yankees their runs.
You could just hear the cigar smoke coming off that.
Oh,
line.
yeah.
Oh, my
When
God.
he's right there with the fedora and the press
there's
card
a-
and the hat. Hey, smoke ball. Say,
There's a picture of Lou Gehrig with his feet twisted, and it looks like he's falling down the way PCA did.
PCA
in the
swing
corner.
the other night.
Yeah, and it's like, that's Lou Gehrig, one of baseball's greatest hitters. So he's striking out for the 3rd time.
Oh,
That's
Lou,
what I'm
wow,
talking
what
about.
they
Take
would
that.
what they would have said about like Lou Gehrig on Twitter that week. That's all.
He
I can
completely
think about.
lost it.
Well, I said Lou Gehrig. He's always been overrated. You know, he's nothing but a hit merchant.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the video of Bob Feller's fastball racing a motorcycle
Yes.
going 100 miles an hour? Classic
Yeah, but
video.
that can't be real video from back their technology back then.
I don't know.
I think I saw it, but
I don't know.
sad,
He's a
dude.
big name in Iowa. They called him the Heater from Van Meter. He's from Van
So-
Meter, Iowa.
Oh, wow,
Bob
that's
Feller,
awesome.
Vasgersian said was at one of his stops in the minor leagues, they had a Bob Feller night. And he came in to sign autographs, and he was going to throw some pitches or something. And he walked into the office, and in the minor leagues, there's like one big room and maybe cubicles, and everybody shares like an office. But Bob Feller walks in and like in the middle of the office, just drops trow and starts changing into his baseball clothes, and just naked, like
That's what old men do. Have you ever been to the
That's-
Y?
Yes, 100%.
Exactly. It's exactly what he did. And it's
so
like
true.
that's Bullet Bob Feller.
It's amazing.
Drop trout naked, in front of whatever the secretary was, like the woman answering the phone.
Sorry
like,
about
sorry,
it,
babe.
Bob Feller. Yeah, I don't know. I'm watching this video right now of Bob Feller beating the motorcycle with the fastball. He wins. He wins. That's real video. That's
Yeah.
That's 4 angles, Armen.
That's
I am 1,000% in.
All right,
Pre-radar
all right.
gun.
Yeah, this is way more legit than the 565-foot home run.
He was the Miz of his time.
His peak WAR years were just crazy. I mean, he had like a 10 WAR like 3 times.
He's laughing at this guy as he's giving him a 10-foot head start. That's incredible stuff. That is awesome.
It's pretty wild.
Boy, he burned
So-
bright for a long time. He was 24-9 as a 20-year-old in
Wow.
1939. That is
Yeah,
incredible.
he came up at 18, right? So
Wow.
it's
It
just wild.
says Baseball Reference says 17 was his age when he first came
Yeah.
up.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
Yep,
Incredible.
How
unbelievable.
about that?
A man amongst boys. right?
17?
Crazy. Dolph, on the way out, what do you think? Aaron Rodgers declaring that this is it, one and done. He's going off into the sunset, a farewell tour. And we were saying, no matter how it ends, this is the way to do it. Rather than he got him into the playoffs and threw a pick 6 and they got smoked.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, whatever happens, we know it's going to be over.
It's very unlike him, I think, to do this because he's always let everybody hanging. But I'm glad he's doing it this way. And you're right. Even if that happens, nobody remembers the bad stuff. Look at Marino's last game. I mean, it was an embarrassment.
Drew Brees, Marino, like
Same thing. Yeah, so this is the way to do it.
Willie Mays, like Jordan with the Wizards. No one remembers
God.
that. They'll
That's
remember
right.
him at his
Nice.
peak. You know, they won't remember the bad stuff at the end.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway, Dolph, enjoy the long weekend, my friend.
Thanks, Drew. Thanks, fellas.
We'll see you back here on Wednesday.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Going to take a quick break. Hunter's going to join us in less than an hour to talk about these red hot Milwaukee Brewers. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. NicoletLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973 gets you in. Welcome back to the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen. Time for Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. Who's not? PCA.
Not
hot at all. Not hot at all. And you hate to see it.
Oh, I'm crying a lot of tears. Yeah,
Let's have another round of Schadenfreude for everybody. Put it on my tab. Let's get some shooters. Let's snort some Malort in the honor of the Cubs puking away a series against the Brewers. Huh?
Old style.
Man, I had one time on talking about fantasy punishments yesterday. I had a fantasy punishment where I had to drink 4 shots of Malort through a straw. I've never thought about just accepting an L worse than that.
Brutal.
It was one of the worst days of my life. But then I didn't also have to play center field yesterday and watch the ball go right through my legs and all the way to the warning track like PCA did. How about hot category, Drew? Jake Bauers. He is on an absolute tear right now, an 11-game hitting streak that features, if my math is correct, 8 or 7 multi-hit games.
Wow.
He had 5 hits over the series, 6 driven in, 1 bomb on the 3-run shot, and his on-base streak has now reached 19 consecutive games. For a dude that coming into the season, we were wondering, there's no way he's able to replicate any bit of the spring training heat that he has, right? Right? Quickly, he has put himself into the spot where you can't take him out of the lineup, even when Andrew Vaughn comes back, and he's been back now for a week and a half. Vaughn's finding himself on the bench a lot because you can't take 9 out of the lineup. He has been scorching hot here for the month of May.
Who's hot, who's not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating, Cooling, and, check them out. The HVAC specialists, employee owned for 40 years.
They do HVAC.
I've been resisting. I have not turned the heat back on, though. It was a little chilly. I had to close some windows, and it's like, oh boy.
But you can get through it.
Yeah, you power through it because it's going to be warm. So.
I opened the window last night a little bit right before bed. I'm like, I'm going to keep this thing open for a second. I opened that son of a gun up and quickly slammed it and locked it as suddenly as possible because that was a lot colder than I was anticipating it'd be overnight.
We've been doing those lateral drills,
Whoa.
Heat, cool, heat. Cool.
Yeah.
It's been back and forth with that one, but good to have friends that know how to do it. That's the main thing.
Well, and they do that. They're not going to come in here and try to tell you that they can also fix your plumbing. No, they're going to do the HVAC and do it better than anybody else. Also in the hot category last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was exactly what OKC needed. 30 points. 50% from the field, 6 of 6 from the line. Didn't draw a ton of fouls, but also 9 assists yesterday. And Isaiah Hartenstein got played off the floor in game 1, Drew. Then last night, 27 minutes, 10 points, 13 boards, but ended up in the not category because Stephon Castle just put that thing on him. I mean, that was one of the ruder dunks I have ever seen than Stephon Castle did last night in the face of Isaiah Hartenstein. Spurs lost. Castle's got 20 turnovers in 2 games. 20 turnovers in 2 games. Wow. However, they're knotted up at 1 going back home, and San Antonio's feeling good. Also in the hot category, my Vegas Golden Knights.
Big win.
Take that, Colorado. Let's ride.
And they were dogs. That was a big win for them.
Big dogs. Plus 210 in the series market no longer.
Easy to focus on SGA, but Alex Caruso was the hidden hero.
Dude, so good. After a 30-piece from a night before.
He's been playing so well.
No doubt. All right, Hunter's going to join us after 7:30. We got more coming up. It is The Huddle on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. Break out the brooms.
Ground ball right side, base hit. 4-0 Brewers. 11-game hitting streak, a new career high for Bowers.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. Milwaukee takes care of business again in Chicago. 5-0 the final score. Milwaukee completing the sweep. Taking a look at the standings, the Brewers lead both the Cubs and the Cardinals by a game and a half. The crew off today. They'll welcome in the Dodgers for 3 starting tomorrow night. One more, and that's it for Aaron Rodgers, meeting reporters one day after agreeing to return to the Steelers and his new old coach, Mike McCarthy. Rodgers, though, said he wasn't in that headspace when Mike Tomlin retired.
I thought that was probably it for me in Pittsburgh. But when the decision was made to hire Mike, I sort of opened my mind back up to coming back.
Could be your last year. Do you even think of that right now?
Yes. This is it. Yeah.
Packers and Steelers only play once, and it's in the preseason. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after you and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Welcome in. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters. Hunter Baumgardt joins us in half an hour to talk about those red-hot Milwaukee Brewers sweeping the Cubs at Wrigley for just the 5th time in their history.
Beautiful.
Outscoring the Cubs in the 3-game series by a combined 19-5. I mean, that's not bad. The Cubs are reeling a little bit. Cubs have lost 9 of their last 12. Brewers have won 16 of their last 21.
A resounding decision and a unanimous one if they go to the judges' scorecard on the series. Because, Drew, at no point, and I felt on Tuesday night when Miz exited the game, you were going to get a little flurry. You were going to get the Cubs coming out of their corner. They were going to deliver a couple of haymakers, see if they could get themselves back in the game. Felt like they were right back into it with bases loaded after the Suzuki bobble, tough play for Rengifo. It's 5-2. Chad Patrick locks it down. Last night, when Harrison exited the game in the 7th inning and it was DL Hall, I didn't get the same vibes. It felt like that thing was curtains in that Cubs dugout.
Down. Yeah, they were unlacing their spikes.
Yeah, they were. They were taking them off. They were going and dapping up the other huddle. They were doing an Anthony Edwards.
Doing Anthony Edwards, yeah. There's something to be said for emotionally taking the will of your opponent away. And the Brewers did that. By the time of that 3rd game, you're right. I mean, it was just, we've demoralized this team. We've, quote, taken them out to water, and all that stuff. So, boy, was that a wonderful 3 days for Brewer fans.
Who's more underrated? Which body is more underrated? The Brewers in general or Jordan Love?
Mm-hmm. Good one. All
Brewers have won 5 of the last 7 full season NL Central titles and 3 in a row. And yet people are like, well, they might win 78, 79 games.
Yeah, I would have to say the Brewers. Like the Love one, we see him every day, right? So we see him play game by game. And I think we can appreciate more of what he does when you watch it week in and week out. I understand why Jordan is a little bit slept on nationally. I don't agree with it.
Because he hasn't won the division in a while.
He hasn't won the division, only won the 1 playoff game, and the last couple of years, the playoff games have clearly gone the opposite way. Now you look at the numbers in the playoffs this year, you'd be stunned as to how his team loses when you throw for 300 plus yards and 4 TDs and no picks. But that one I kind of understand. The Brewers one is just continually martingaling against the fact that the Brewers are going to do it again.
Yeah.
Just saying there's no way this thing can come up red again. There's no way they can come up red again. And son of a gun, it's red 21 every single time. And they keep finding ways to develop young players.
It's pretty staggering. Kyle Harrison, 7 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 11 punch outs. Just dominant. And again, when the Cubs had more errors than hits.
Yeah.
Past the Malort.
Those will be a good one. That'll be a day to win.
And part of the story every year, it seems like, finding a pitcher that, is not regarded necessarily, not expected to do things, and all of a sudden does in an acquisition. Last year, it was Quinn Priester most of the year. This year, it seems to be Harrison. I think the year before, in some ways, it was Tobias maybe. Just every year, there's been a guy like that in the Brewers rotation. Front office has done their thing, just like clockwork work, and it's just been fantastic to see it all come together.
Well, and Harrison might be the better comparison to Priester, where Quinn Priester was a highly thought of prospect at one particular point in time, right? He was a higher thought of. Harrison was one of the more elite prospects in all of baseball, right? Like, and he was in the top 5, top 10, and like everybody around ball kind of knew his name and knew that he had something special to roll through. Andrew, you said in the first hour, I don't know what the scouting departments or the coaching staffs in San Francisco and in Boston were missing, because lefty with good velocity, clean run on his fastball, that kind of swing and miss ability. Generally, that's all you look for in a starting pitcher. And instead, both teams in the last 9 months were okay letting him walk out of the door.
How will the Brewers do against the Dodgers? They get a day off today. Christian Yelich Charity Foundation, Yelly Concert 22. If you want to grab some last-minute tickets and go see Jake Owen, it's always good. It was a good time. I've been to the first 2.
Feels like a good night to go out to the
Brewers will be good and arouse, I'm sure. But aren't they sending Henderson, Gasser, and Sproat to the mound against the Dodgers?
That's the law firm for the 3-game series.
That's the bottom of your rotation, which has still been pretty good.
Yeah, well, Henderson's been phenomenal.
Yeah, really good coming up. Sproat, I think, is
Sproat's
getting better.
Good. He's starting to get in the rhythm a bit.
And you roll with what you have. I mean, you talk about, being underrated, and even today we got the same, what happens when the Dodgers come? It's like the old, the wet blanket stuff. But the reality is, you go with what you have. I was happy with what the Brewers were able to line up with Wrigley. I'd rather, be able to have our best guys for that series. To your point, Billy, earlier in the show, it's the emotional capital of a game and a half that you have with a rival. And I mean, they all count the same in the standings, but yeah, I'd rather it be the Cubs and the Dodgers if we had to have our
Dodgers
best guys.
Also have Robleski, Sasaki, and Yamamoto.
On Sunday. So Yamamoto's the Bowser there on Sunday. He hasn't been as good as he was. Not as good as he was in the playoffs far this year, but like there's some good scar tissue from this series. However, I don't know that I'll take too much into account against the boys in blue. He's just swept them twice a year ago and then got swept in the playoffs, right? Like, so this is the one where allow yourself to not lose all the momentum you just gained over the last 2 weeks. And sounds very defeatist mindset playing at home, but win one of the next 3 games and I'll still feel very good rolling forward against another series that, again, is going to mean more to you because you're battling with them in the Cardinals. You'll deal with the Dodger problem when you have to in the playoffs, and you hopefully get to deal with it in the playoffs because that means that you're probably advancing. But if you're going to look at both teams and both back ends of the rotation, it's going to be a tough uphill climb because the Dodgers do kind of have their entire lineup intact, unlike they did a year ago when they came here, and it felt like some kind of little bit of remains as there were pieces out on all different stages.
Well,
of that Dodger team.
Quite the weaponry when your best pitcher is also your best hitter, so you can always have him available, either the pitcher to hit. It's just what they can do with Shohei. But yeah, that's a good point, Billy. It's easy to forget because we focus on the playoffs so much that you did be in the regular season last year. So to that end, you want to win games. You want to win as much as you can against anybody. You'd like to take some games here from the Dodgers, but you can't get too discouraged if you don't, not only because they're good, but also because it might not, it doesn't necessarily portend anything for the postseason. A lot of sports fans like to Well, it's just pulling that
like
one
that
out.
word, yeah.
But a lot of sports fans like to project to the postseason right on baseball. It's like, well, we lost. I remember the year the Brewers lost, to the Phillies 2-3, and they were all by 1 run. It's like, see, we can't beat the good teams. It's like, well, we don't know that. Like, you beat good teams and you lose to bad teams. You don't know. Just because you do something in May or June doesn't mean it's going to happen in October. You just don't know what's going to happen, and we still don't. So what can you do now is win the game in front of you. So hopefully the Brewers can come out and try and win those games.
Portend, be a sign of warning that something, especially something monumentous, is likely to happen.
There you go.
Son of a gun, just pulling that one out. Good work there, Armen.
Well, it's a 7 o'clock hour.
Gotta love it. Yeah,
That's fair. You got to bring the word of the day calendar over the 7 o'clock hour. You're fair. You're right.
It's a little lubricated. A little lubricated.
Right.
All right, before we get to our current electric superhero of the day, did you see the Packers? It's not as exciting as the schedule release, but they released the roster and the uniform numbers.
Oh, I love stuff like
I
this.
was looking to see where Mr. McClellan would land because he was a single-digit guy at Missouri, and now he's double nickels.
That's an awesome
55 for Chris McClellan for a defensive tackle. 55.
I'm glad I can finally bust out my Zadarius Smith jersey and just tape over the top of it now. Throw that McClellan right there on that double nickel.
So Brandon Cisse grabs number 2. Tyrod Taylor, number 6.
Every backup's been 6 lately.
Yeah, Javon Bullard switching to number 7. So if you got a Bullard jersey, it's now obsolete. You're going to trade it in for a new one.
Well, these guys just love
because
single digits.
St. Juice took 21, and Domani Jackson is number 20.
I didn't know 7 was available for some reason.
Well, Quay Walker walked up the door.
That's right.
That's what it was.
So they snapped that thing up right away.
Trey Smack.
Of his Georgia Bulldog teammates back. Give me that thing.
Trey Smack got his number 28.
28, yeah.
Yep. Marshawn Lloyd is 32. I forgot. You don't get to see it very often.
I was going to say, you almost forget.
Well, I had no idea what his number was. It's bad. It's bad. I mean, maybe this is the year we'll have him healthy for just give me like 3 games. Let's start there. Give me 2 games.
2 games.
Let's start there.
So
small steps.
McClellan and Edgerrin Cooper, 55 and 56. And Zaire Franklin, 44. So you're going to see a lot of those guys.
Linebacker numbers.
You're going to see a lot of the 44s right there in the middle. And I love the way Zaire Franklin is talking right now. You want to feel like there could be a pop-up and a resurgence in that young man. It would come from this year and the casting aside from his former team like he felt like he was.
And Javon Hargrave is sliding into number 98. So,
which is a good big man number. I also liked Jagger Burton rocking the 52.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I would have flipped him and denied Dennis Sutton. Right? There's just something with edge rusher in the 52 that I do just like. Oh, sorry, Rashawn Gary. The body's not even cold. Let's just throw that thing right in there and get it even better. However, Burton's going to look smooth in that 52 jersey, potentially taking over right guard rather soon.
It's funny that like small guys that are supposed to be fast don't want to wear numbers in the 40s, but big guys that aren't supposed to be fast do. It's like a sliding scale. It's like linebackers. Well, I'm an edge guy. If I wear a number in the 40s, I'm going to seem faster.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret here, Armen. No one wants a number in the 40s unless you get 40, like 44, maybe 42.
You don't think like an edge rusher would rather have that than like, I don't know, the old 78s and stuff like that?
No,
well, that was your number. You're a lineman.
Yeah, thank you. So 78 is a sweet number. Really great symmetrical. It just the 40s is. I mean, there's a reason why if you look at the Packers roster on Packers.com, the majority of the 40s don't have pictures yet.
That's all right.
Those are for the guys that made it off of rookie camp. Yeah, they're not going to have a headshot. When you start playing into the 50s, you're playing real ball. You're in the 70s, you're playing real ball. But the single digits in the 90s are the ones that people are salivating for. And I like that we already have a 99. Yep. I'm waiting for the time in the NFL, and I do think we're going to get there sooner rather than later. Somebody is going to trot onto the field with a 00. Somebody's going to be wearing a 00 in the NFL, and it's not going to list any player behind it.
Well, Matthew, any player available, player name.
Yeah, it won't be insert your name here, like they have there on the old East Bay catalog.
The fact that that was the best. The fact that Golden broke the ice with the single 0, it is a matter of time someone will wear the old Robert Parrish. Can you get the Rust Ball with the $sign? People have been asking about that for a long time. Can you personalize a Rust Ball $sign? That would have been the one to get. I'm not really sure if you can do that, though.
I think you can as long as it's not like some kind of.
I was going to say, I don't think as long as it's not vulgar, I think you'd be okay.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Zaire Franklin tweeted opinions over statistics, of course. I don't know what that means. But hey, he's ready to go. You gotta like that. So I like that these guys are, fired up, ready. It should be a really interesting new look linebacking core. So I'm excited for that. Hopeful.
Packers also grabbed another corner yesterday, somebody who has been in the NFL for a few years, Marlon Jones. We're going to be in the number 46. He battled cancer in college at a couple of different stops. Former Vanderbilt guy, missed the entire 2024 season, but is signing with the Packers coming off of time in the NFL, and now hopefully he's an undrafted rookie. He played at Eastern Washington, and then Vandy, again, missed all of 2024 season. Had a really good year at Vanderbilt last year, and he had 30 starts across college, and he'll get a chance to be able to make the team, because if they're signing you this late off of the rookie squad, Drew, that means that you went to a couple of different camps and they still liked you and wanted to bring you in. So he'll have a chance to potentially make that team. That'll be an interesting one for a 24-year-old rookie.
That is a good call. Time for our Current Electric Superhero of the Day, brought to us by our pals at Current Electric. You see the vans with the superheroes all over the place, and it's callcurrent.com is the website. Billy, who do you got?
Well, there have been a couple of nominations. Now, there was a part of me that was going to roll into the hot dog eating part of the equation when I heard the information that you guys gave me a little bit earlier on here today.
That, I feel like.
But I'm saving that for a different story that might potentially happen a little bit later on in the day. Shohei Ohtani is going to be in town coming up this weekend, and he started out a game, well, better than anybody has ever before. First pitch, leadoff homer, and then walks in and walks onto the mound, goes 5 shutout innings, locking up the San Diego Padres, earning himself his 4th win. And he's got a disgusting ERA, guys, right now of 0.73. His earned run average is 0.73. I didn't think that. I keep looking at it and thinking that's the whip. Instead, that's how many times you're actually plating. Best reason why the Current Electric superhero of the day is Shohei Ohtani. We don't have to see him coming up this weekend on the mound. And now we butter him up a little bit. Ohtani, congratulations, man. You're awesome. You are so good. You know what you should probably do? Go play Aaron Hills maybe on Saturday. Right? Maybe go, I don't know, maybe go up to the Whistling Straits on Saturday.
Go relax.
Go relax.
Yeah.
Hang out. Dream Dance Steakhouse. Phenomenal Friday fish fry. You don't need to be at the game right away.
Stay up
You
late.
could very easily, 4:00, go and hit that special, get some breaded whitefish. Enjoy that deal.
Baby.
Maybe a nice Wagyu piece of meat.
Yeah, why not, right?
Stuff yourself up. I don't know, maybe a glass of red wine. Who knows?
Maybe 2.
I don't know. Maybe miss the Uber. We'll find a way. Ohtani, there's no reason why you have to bring the best Shohei to American Family Field this weekend. Maybe go Alex Bregman style and go like 1 for 12 with a single this week.
Yeah, you're right. Miss the Uber, because you guys did tell me they Uber to games. I didn't know that.
That one still trips up Armen quite a bit, Drew. That players Uber to games and don't take the full team bus.
Yeah, have free buses, free rides. Okay. Can I also say, and you mentioned him earlier, I'm going to do it again, Craig Breslow. He's my hero of the day. I mean, thank you for all the great players. GM, president of the
thank
Red
you for
Sox.
7 scoreless innings and 2 hits and 1 walk and 11 Ks for Kyle Harrison. He's been named superhero of the day so many times you almost feel like you got to go somewhere else. And Craig Breslow's a beautiful candidate.
He's the Red Sox. They call him the chief baseball officer. I think they thought that was cool.
That was corporate speak.
Is there a point, Drew, where teams stop answering the phone when Matt Arnold calls?
I would. Kidding me? He wants one of our guys? No.
Actually, we're going to call his agent, maybe extend them.
I was going to say, who's he asking for? Let's get his agent on the line.
You think unless you mentioned it, maybe they're martingaling his moves. He's going to make one bad move at some point, and it's going to be for us.
His Jonathan Scope move is coming sooner rather than later.
Scope is coming. One time. This guy's got to mess up.
Jonathan Scope.
I saw a Jonathan Scope jersey running around American Family Field last week.
That's dedication.
I didn't know they made any.
That's so funny.
Could have been a personalized.
It had to be, I think.
You know?
There's an anniversary today. On this date in 2015, the Brewers lost to the Braves 10-1. Nobody remembers anything about that game other than the fact that the Brewers' Will Smith was ejected in the 7th inning because he had rosin and sunscreen on his forearm. And he said he forgot to wipe off his arm before leaving the bullpen. Ejected and 8-game suspension for Will Smith back then. Remember those days?
Oh, sorry, guys. I forgot to clean it up.
That, you haven't heard about spider tack in a long time.
No, you haven't. And the only reason I thought about it yesterday, Drew, is because after the 7th inning, Kyle Harrison laughingly handed his glove to the umpire. He's like, yeah, I really needed to be cheating against this lineup.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, well, the Bullfrog sunscreen, I noticed that when guys were using that during games in domes.
and hearing it rip and peel off.
Yeah,
Why do you have
bullfrog
sunscreen inside?
I think this
What
is
do you-
it here. I think
Here. Home plate umpire is asking Jim Joyce something.
And Jim Joyce is directing his attention to Will Smith.
What?
Checking his glove, and he's been thrown out. Will Smith has been ejected.
You know, it's funny
Great
about
find,
that.
Armen.
Thanks. I don't know. I got lucky. He was
Take the
mad
compliment.
on the way out, like he was indignant, and they had to blur out his lips. You know, when they say dirty words and they blur it out just in case. He was mad. And that's the right way to do it. If you get caught, you pretend you're just bewildered and angry about something they did.
Yeah.
You know, just like I didn't.
It's like if you see this picture and you think anything's going on, that's laughable.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. When we come back, laughable PCA reference. When we come back, Hunter Baumgart's going to join our party. Brewers are rolling. They're off today. And Hunter Baumgart's going to join us to talk a little baseball. Coming up next, you're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling through a Thursday in the Good Land, Drew, Billy, and Armen, the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Oh, baby, it's our pleasure to welcome to the program our friend Hunter Baumgardt, the fourth, fresh off a Brewers sweep at Wrigley Field. Doesn't get much better than that. Good morning, Hunter.
It really doesn't. Good morning, guys.
Sun is shining brighter, food tastes better, the beer is colder, going into a holiday weekend. There's an element of house money. Brewers have the Kristen Yelich charity event tonight. They're all going to be in good spirits. There will be a good time at Landmark Credit Union Live in the Deer District with the Brewers invading for the night. So, Hunter, we've been asking folks today, what was your favorite part of the sweep? The 19-5 run differential, PCA's mishaps in center field, the starting pitching, the home run by Jake Bauers right when someone said Green Bay sucks into the open microphone of the ambient noise at Wrigley Field. What was your favorite part of these last 3 days?
Yeah, boy, there are a lot of options to choose from. It reminds you a little bit of Game 1 against the Cubs because, Game 1 of the NLDS last year where they just poured it on early. It felt like that happened for the entire series in Wrigley Field the last 3 days. And it just was it. If you think of all the things that you would like to see as a Brewers fan happen against the Cubs, I felt like that kind of happened. The pitching was dominant. You had the errors by maybe one of the players that's most disliked on that Cubs team in PCA, one leading to a Little League home run. Like, it just had all the makings. And also kudos to Brewers TV for the amount of times they showed Craig Counsell in that series. I mean, you could go back and 100%. Count, and I think the number would be astronomical after everything. It was like that guy was on screen maybe more than the game at times.
They were trying to find him going to the bullpen phone again. They were trying so hard, Hunter.
Yes, and it was one. They had to get one more in too at the very end where he turns the corner into the clubhouse when they're going to their post game show. But yeah, I think my favorite part, honestly, is how the starters just absolutely dominated. It's one thing to do what they've done against maybe Pittsburgh or Washington, some teams that maybe aren't expected to be in the running at the end, but it's another to do it against the Yankees, do it against the Padres, do it against the Cubs now, and especially the Cubs, who you're going to be battling with throughout the season.
Drew, you said it earlier in the week. It was like it's just a long lineup, right? Like it continues to come at you in waves, and when PCA is going to be hitting 7th or 8th, that's a legit lineup. And to be able to go through and thoroughly dominate them, and for Harrison to be better than Miz, I don't know. Many people would have had that on the bingo card, Hunter, but that you're right. The caliber of opponent, I think it's like social capital with fans and the people that are in your mentions and people that you're just talking to, the ones that were up at the game last week against the Twins. It's cool to beat the Twins. We like beating the Pirates. It's good to beat the Reds whenever, but it's almost like a 1.5 times for the casual fan when you beat the Cubs, because there is the thought, well, they're always going to be superior because they're a bigger market. The Dodgers and the Yankees will have that same vein. Could you feel like they're playing better baseball in a stretch where they had to have it the most? Because this is the toughest part of the schedule that you would have circled, and it feels like it's brought the best out of them.
Yeah, that's the wild part. You look at what the Brewers have done. Their last 5 series, they've played 4 of the top 8 teams in baseball. They've played the Yankees, they played the Padres, they played the Cardinals, and they played the Cubs. That right now, as the records sit, as we're talking right now, that is the 5th through 8th best record in baseball. And they've went 9-2 against those teams. Amazing. So you look at the one loss to the Padres with 2 outs in the 9th, and then the one Cardinals loss to begin that series. Otherwise, it has been 9 wins. You've swept the Yankees, you've swept the Cubs, and then of course the Twin series was in there as well. But 4 of your last 5 series, you've played the teams with the 5th best record through the 8th, and you've just dominated them. And like you said, it looked like a gauntlet, especially because, okay, it was nice that you got Churio and Vaughn back, and Yelly came back and then was out for a couple days, and now he's back. But you're like, okay, how is this going to mesh? Is this going to take time? They got a tough part of the schedule. Maybe they just be able to tread water here throughout this tough part of the schedule and really hit your stride in June, July, August like they did last year. They're starting to hit their stride sooner than that. And they've found that rhythm on offense with those guys back and being able to ride, the bats of Jake Bauers and others so far in this time period where they're playing these tougher teams. And that's what not only, look, you had hope coming into the season because they're coming off 97 wins, but you every season is different. You don't know how this team is going to mesh. You definitely didn't know how the starting rotation was going to go, with it being incredibly young compared to years past and unproven and guys you hadn't seen in Brewers uniforms before. But all that has seemingly come together against these really good teams. And when that happens, I mean, that team has to have all the confidence in the world right now. And Pat Murphy has said since the beginning of the year, he reiterated it last night. He trusts the players that he has, and he trusted that they were going to do what they had to do to tread water while the guys were out. And now they're hitting their stride. And they've got another one, with the team with the third best record coming into American Family Field tomorrow.
And fans pay attention to that around here a lot. I think we know because, not to put the cart ahead of the horse, but now we focus on, what will happen during the playoffs, or can you beat the good teams in the playoffs? Everybody's trying to find in baseball that secret formula to having playoff success, which often, isn't really there, except for, we have playoff players, right? But Billy's laughing. But it is a good sign. I'll say this. We don't know what's going to happen. We talked about how the Dodgers series went really well for the Brewers last couple of years, but they couldn't beat them in the regular season, but then couldn't beat them in the playoffs. You don't know what's going to happen. However, it is a good sign to see, I think, the young pitchers pitching so well against these lineups, because those are the guys you want to have confidence come those big moments. And I think these are the moments that helps them have that confidence.
No doubt. I mean, a series at Wrigley, a start at Wrigley by Miz, or a start at Wrigley by Harrison, his first of his career, and he goes 7 shutout innings. I mean, that has to give you confidence moving forward. And Harrison kind of referenced that after the game last night too. He, through his first 9 starts as a Brewer, he has the second best ERA of anybody who threw their first 9 starts as a Brewer, only behind CC Sabathia. And when you're mentioned around CC Sabathia's name, I think that's really, really good company to be in. The Cubs also in that series struck out on 44% of their outs. They had 36 strikeouts in that series, 44%. The Brewers pitching it wasn't just fooling them. It was fooling them and getting the strikeouts. And then the starters in that series for the Brewers, 1.53 ERA when you combine Sproat, Miz, and Harrison, a 1.53 ERA. The Cubs only scored in 1 inning against Brewers starters in that series. And that was the 1 inning, the 3 runs against Brandon Sproat. Otherwise, they did not score against the Brewers starting pitchers, and the relievers only allowed 2 runs. Just a masterclass in pitching for the Brewers in that series. And like you said, it gives them confidence because you didn't do it, against a lineup that's floundering, or I mean, the lineup is floundering now, but in their careers, you put all those guys up, in a lineup, and like as you're saying, Drew and Bill, that is a deep lineup, and so to do it against them, it has to give you confidence moving forward.
Our baseball conversations with Hunter Baumgardt are presented by Import Minded, your trusted source for exceptional vehicle care, South 27th Street, just north of 894. Hunter, I'm old enough to remember you doing an interview with David Hamilton about his bunting and using his speed. He can also hit line drives and use his speed, as we saw last evening.
Oh, that was just chef's kiss. I mean, that was that was just the amount of joy on the social medias last night when that happened, I think, of Brewers fans was just through the roof, because it just was like, oh yeah, we're of course there was a lot of game left, but at that point you're like, we're sweeping these guys. I mean, it's just and every upper hand the Brewers had throughout the series. There was really the only time of maybe doubt. They blew them out in game 1. The second game, really the only time maybe doubt was they kept leaving runners on base in that second game on Tuesday night. And you were kind of like, and then, but last night after that, David Hamilton, look at what the trade, the Caleb Durbin trade did in this series alone. I mean, Drowan got the win on Monday night. You obviously did you saw what Kyle Harrison did last night, and David Hamilton goes 3 for 4 last night, including that little league home run. That guy, you do not want to make that error against David Hamilton. You can make that error against a lot of people, and they're not going to go around the bases. David Hamilton will go around the bases almost at ease. The guy took 5 seconds to get to first and then took 10 seconds to get around the rest of the bases. I mean, the guy just flies.
Crazy.
That's what Billy brought that up. That was the incredible part about it. It wasn't even his full speed.
And then he just giggles and then starts running. He's like, oh, wait, sweet. Sounds good. Thanks, Petey. That's about as satisfying as one can have. We've been enjoying it all day long. Our friend Jonah in River Falls said, "You guys talk about PCA handing us a sweep last night?"
Oh yeah.
We've had a lot of fun with it, no doubt about it. We joked about it yesterday though. They were asking down in Chicago on Sports Talk Radio, like, time to give PCA a day off, like mentally to give them a break. It's not always who you play, it's when you play them. Could not have been at a better time to be able to capitalize on a little bit of the downside for the Cubbies. But in the health of the rotation and where the Brewers are at right now, there was some feeling like you're waiting for the cavalry to come back. You're waiting for good guys to come back. You're waiting for your Woodies, your Priesters to roll through. And then I'm sitting here for the Dodgers series, and it's Henderson, Sproat, and Gasser. Earlier in the year, Hunter, I think there was a time where you thought all three of those guys would be in your rotation, and a couple of them have kind of been infused in. How does the health of the staff look right now, as it still feels like people are waiting for those two to return, but right now they're making hay without?
They are, and it's working, and so might as well go with it. I mean, they just have so much talent in that starting pitching department that they can afford to put Chad Patrick in the bullpen. They feel like, he's best used there right now, same with Shane Drowan. And if that's the case, you're going to need to use a couple guys from the minor leagues. And so you bring up Logan Henderson, you bring up Robert Gasser. Obviously, Coleman Crow started last weekend against the Twins. He now has to be down there for a minimum stay, so that's why he's not going to pitch in that series. But look, Logan Henderson definitely has earned more starts. Interested to see what Gasser can do in this second game, and especially against that Dodgers lineup. And then Brandon Sproat, obviously, on Sunday, and then that sets you up for Miz and Harrison against the Cardinals next week, which I think is really smart as well. Kind of your same thing you did against the Cubs, just have those guys start, and then maybe a Henderson start on that Cardinal series finale if they keep all the five guys that they're rolling with right now. And with Woodruff and Priester set to make his next rehab start real soon. I believe that might be today, and for the Nashville Sounds, I believe. So that is that's good news, and we'll see what happens there.
I was just going to ask you about the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin injury report. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com for the best care you'll find right here locally, world-class care right here in our backyard. Clinic in Johnson Creek, clinic in Pewaukee, where I had my hip surgery 2 years ago. Hunter, what is the status? I know Priester had the rocky one, and you're questioning what's up with him. What's up with Woodruff and some of the other guys that are coming back?
Yeah, Woodruff, let me see. Woodruff was scheduled to throw is scheduled to throw tomorrow in that live BP. So we will see how that goes. And would assume that things would go hopefully well there. So he's going to face batters tomorrow, which is a significant step in the process. So that'll be tomorrow. And then it's wait and see after that. Obviously, they're back home, so we'll get a little more information over the weekend as far as what they're thinking, maybe of timeline. Still thinking, we're May 21st, so I wouldn't think either one will be back before June 1st. But you would love to slot. I think Woodruff will probably be back sooner than Priester, just judging based off of them saying that Woodruff probably wouldn't need a rehab assignment, so he'll probably just come back into the rotation when he's ready. He said it right before the beginning of the season, like, I don't want to waste any bullets down in Nashville. I would think he's going to have the same mindset now. And then we'll also see get a little update this weekend on Jared Koenig. Rob Z's down in a minor league rehab assignment. So those guys are working their way. They're making progress. I would think that we see none of the starters, Woodruff or Priester, before June 1st. I would think, Rob Z, we'll see. I don't know exactly what his progress is so far down to the minor leagues, but we'll see maybe before June 1st for him, and then Jared Koenig early June too.
Depending on the results, guys, would you be surprised if Priester was then optioned to AAA, to allow him to get himself fully right? Because it feels like he might be healthier, but not fully back to form. It could be almost, you don't want to say it's May 21st, but it feel like it could almost be a little bit of a lost year, a little bit of a gap year. Could you see that being a possibility, or are they going to force his start coming up here at the big league level?
I would think that if he's healthy, as long as the results aren't like awful. I mean, if the rehab assignment expires, and I don't know exactly when that is, but if that happens and he can't do another rehab outing, I could see them saying, all right, let's keep him. Let's do a couple more in Nashville to get these results a little better, get his feel for pitching a little better. I do think, although the results weren't great when he pitched for the Timber Rattlers on Saturday, I mean, he worked with Chris Hook, Jim Henderson at the major league level for a couple of weeks. I do think that probably helped overall, and we'll see how it plays in Nashville. But I do think that's a possibility just because of the timing. If the rehab assignment is done and they're like, well, you know what, we got to option him just because we want to have those results look a little better before the major league, especially if the starting rotation's doing this, then you don't necessarily need to rush him back. And if at that time Woodruff is back too, maybe, then your rotation looks like Miz, Harrison, Sproat, Henderson, Woodruff. And I think you like how that sets up. Obviously you want Priester at the major league level, but if you need to take a little more time with that, I think they'd be able to because of the depth they have.
I don't know if anybody can feel better about what happened with the Brewers at Wrigley Field this week, but then retroactively, if you want to sweeten it a little bit, go back to last week when the Iowa Cubs visited Nashville. And in the minor leagues now, AAA, you play these 6-game series. You're there from Tuesday through Sunday. And Nashville ran the table and won 6 in a row against the Iowa.
We'll take that. You like that, Iowa?
So that was a kick to the cup. So Hunter, this whole thing, we always talk about how in sports, 90% of being a fan is getting kicked in the nets. Today's a 10% day. So we're living large. We're enjoying the hell out of this, which is, I guess, as we should.
Yeah, day to bask. Come on now, let's enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah. Worry about the Dodgers tomorrow.
The days will be fleeting.
Yeah.
It is wild, though. The Brewers playing the Cubs. Of course, they win the series against the Cubs. Now they play the Dodgers. I wonder when that happened. Oh, yeah, like 6 months ago in October. Weird how the schedule set up where they play both of their playoff opponents back to back. But they're the hottest they've been this year. And, of course, you've got the win over the Cubs already in your back pocket. So let's see what they could do. Henderson Friday, and then Gasser Saturday, and Sproat Sunday for the starting pitchers. And you will not face Ohtani, who started last night.
Yeah, thank God. Last night, thank God. And the Dodgers just played the Padres in an emotional series too. So both teams played their rivals, and now they're the kind of the new rival, the postseason rival. On the way out, Hunter, we talk about Wild Bill all the time in terms of handling the pitching staff and what he does defensively, and and helping guide the pitchers and instituting Chris Hook's plan. He's starting to hit a little bit too. Starting to notice that Wild Bill's knocking on the door of being a 300 hitter again. What does that mean? What does that jolt mean for the Brewers offense?
It means really good things. I mean, when you have what Terang has done to start the year, you get Jackson Churio, who's been hot since he came off the IL. Jake Bauers, obviously, and Christian Yelich been doing that lineup it feels like it continues to get deeper. You have those guys all healthy, and look out, Sal Frelick is starting to hit the ball a little better too. And then, last night you get the production out of the bottom of the lineup, and what we've said all year is, that there's kind of that clear hole at the bottom of the lineup with the left side of the infield. If they can at all, Joey Ortiz is starting to get on base a little more, walking a little more here in the last week or so. So that's good news. At what point do they decide to, make decisions on that left side of the infield? We'll see. I kind of said last night on the show, like, we saw the error from Hamilton on Tuesday night. Then we saw Rengifo. That was somehow ruled a hit, but he was basically an error. And so you had those guys make those mistakes. And I said, if the left side of the infield starts to make fielding mistakes more and more, that's when I think you'll start to see, like, not that offense doesn't matter, but this team, what have we seen over the years? They prioritize the defensive side. So if they start to make more and more errors over there, then I think you're going to see maybe a quicker hook over there for a guy like Jet Williams or Cooper Pratt, who Pratt homered again last night. So, like, they are, they're obviously playing well in Nashville, and I think that's when you'd see it on the left side of the infield. But otherwise, man, William Contreras doing what he does defensively, offensively. I think he's underrated. I was talking to someone a couple nights ago, and I said, I think Contreras reminds me of Aaron Rodgers a little bit, the way he thinks about the game. He's thinking about every little thing when he's behind the plate, and of course on offense too, but on that defensive side, DL Hall throws 5 of 6 pitches. His first 5 of 6 were balls last night. He goes out, he talks to him. DL Hall does not throw another ball in the inning. 6 pitches later, they're out of the inning and gets 3 outs. Like, he just knows the timing of everything.
He's already mastered the challenge too. He's been pretty good.
He's really good on the challenge. Yeah, no doubt.
He's just got a high baseball IQ.
I'm glad you fit in a little Rodgers in there, Hunter.
Yeah.
Atta baby, Hunter.
We get the farewell tour.
Boy is mid-season form.
Mid-season form. Absolutely. Hunter, you ready for your close-up today? We're doing the round table with Dennis Krause of the Spectrum Studios.
Absolutely. Gonna just make sure the face.
It looks like a fresh cut right there. It looks like
I just got mine.
You're always looking good, Hunter.
Come on now.
Find that tie.
I got to find a tie that's not wrinkly and got soup stains on it.
Yeah. Dark color is always better.
What is this? That highlight?
Oh no,
man!
I thought that was gonna look good. Ah, crap. Oh, well.
Find your old Ralph Marlin Bucks tie.
I have to. I always have to have my wife give me the once over and say, "Does this look all right? Is anything?" You say, "You got dirt on your pants." Like, hey, let me get a cloth here. Hang on. All right.
Mine is. Did you even look in the mirror? I tried.
I don't like to. So
it yelled at me when I
live
did.
in a house without mirrors if I could. But. Anyway, Hunter will make us look youthful and exciting on the Spectrum Sports Roundtable tonight. Hunter, thanks for joining us. Milwaukee's baseball tonight, airing at 6, and then you'll see Hunter on the Roundtable with me and Dennis Krause.
Yes, you bet. Thank you, guys.
All right, Hunter Baumgardt, brought to us by Import Minded. We're going to be back to close up shop. We got a wake and bake story holstered up for you. Actually, probably a couple of them. Keep it right here. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Closing ceremonies already for the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. What an enjoyable cruise we've had through this.
Yes.
Enjoying the afterglow of a Brewers sweep at Wrigley Field against the always hated but never feared Chicago Cubs. Time for our Wake and Bake story presented by our pals at happyplacehemp.com. Check out their website. Check out the products. Use the code HUDDLE at checkout for 25% off and free shipping. Huddle, the only code that works now.
Whew.
Huddle at
one to have.
happyplacehemp.com. Also works in the store at Muskego across from just off of College Avenue. Billy, what's our Wake and Bake story? You got a couple of candidates.
I was going to say there's a couple of candidates. Now, number one is going to be hard to beat. Joey Chestnut pleads guilty after allegedly slapping a man in an Indiana bar. This from Hamilton County. Competitive eater Joey Chestnut pleaded guilty to battery in a connection to an incident that happened in an Indiana bar earlier this year. Late March, police in Westfield received a call from a victim who claimed that Chestnut, 42, had slapped him in the face at a bar. Officers explained in court documents that footage did show that Chestnut slapped the man after shaking his hand. Chestnut told officers that he did not recall the incident, claimed that if he had slapped the victim's face, it was in a, quote, fun way. However, when officers showed him the footage, he allegedly said, that didn't look nice. Must have been something he said, sorry, I couldn't fully remember it. So he's going to now serve 180 days of probation, ordered to pay a $189 fine. So that means that Joey Chestnut will be competing this year at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest on probation.
On probation, but he's still competing. So there you go.
Still allowed to compete because we all saw what it was like when Joey Chestnut wasn't in the hot dog eating contest. It wasn't a contest. There was no reason to watch.
No juice.
If Joey Jaws Chestnut was not a part of it.
No juice.
I would like to know how that guy's jaw felt after getting smacked by Jaws, though.
All right. Any idea what we're going to be talking about tomorrow? Because there's Yelich concert, no Brewers game to talk about.
That's a really good
Knicks,
question here.
Cavs, maybe.
More Georgia Bulldogs.
I'm
players
sure
speeding.
something will come up. Actually, we'll just look ahead to the Dodgers series and the Cardinals series after that. We're in the stretch of we're in the throes of baseball season.
I might just watch last night's game again tonight.
I might have to. Well, in any event, we'll see you at 5:00 tomorrow.
Peace.